and welcome to session number 80 of our D&D campaign, Friday Night Wrath of the Immortals, where you have been travelling through the northern reaches, tracking down various things. In this point you were trying to find out about the different elemental cults and had taken a side quest to save some beer. Starting music tonight was from Sirenscape using a Space Goblin soundtrack, which I thought was appropriate for various reasons they'll soon find out. So, today, for players, we have online Ross.
Yes, I am playing Yodrick, the halfling swashbuckler and nanny to the Space Goblin Godfrey. No, that's the other one. I'm already confused. Hilfrey,
yeah.
Where the hell did Godfrey come from? Okay, that's his long lost uncle.
Absolutely.
Could be worse. And also online today we have David.
I play Mr. Fingers, the great human bard, impeccable dancer, and exceptional musician.
Did you say impeccable or professional dancer?
He's both.
Oh.
Impeccable, but also both.
Yeah, if he didn't get paid, then he wouldn't be professional.
And what was the last thing that you were?
Masterful musician.
I can't remember.
Masterful musician.
That's the one.
The alliteration is going well.
Yes. I'm just glad you're not a gnome.
That's the last masterful musician.
And I'm sure he will have a dance-off with someone tonight just to help with that.
Happy to.
That's how you say worlds.
Also at the table we have Ariadna.
He's playing Thala, druid, who... do I have any companions with me in this one?
You do not.
I don't. I need to get me some companions. I think today's the game for getting some companions.
You can always have imaginary companions.
This works too, but I think I might end up getting myself just a few little other companions as well.
The hard bit is sometimes the imaginary companions actually talk back.
Well,
on the other thing, the other advantage of having imaginary companions is if you're a druid, most likely you'll have little animal companions, and a certain party member's pet would love them so much.
Well, it depends on what my companions are. My companions, being that I'm a druid, might actually be leaf-bound companions who might actually eat meat and might eat things much larger than themselves. In which case,
I shall call her Audrey.
My good friend Calcrix has a little carnivorous plant given to her by the avatar of the Queen of Darkness. She could have sent me a little cutling of said, or dropling of said little plant, and I could have one too. But for now,
It's not a leshy.
Sorry?
He said as long as it's not a leshy.
Oh, that could be fun actually.
As David has had previous encounters with leshies where they were susceptible to burning hands.
They were susceptible to getting burnt hands?
The leshy was.
The leshy.
You burned the leshy. Why am I
I'm
not
Victor's
surprised?
animal.
It was Victor's animal
Well,
companion.
I'm not too surprised
Oh,
about
what did the leshy do to deserve that?
Got stuck.
Oh.
Yep.
I'll be
And
mindful of that.
And to be fairly honest, you did offer to unstick it, and the player did agree for your offer to unstick it. You just didn't explain you were incinerating it.
I mean, this is Belaf we're talking about.
it. You've been watching too much Guardians of the Galaxy.
Possibly.
Yeah. Basically, Groot's able to survive a spaceship blowing up, being
Only imagine he got stuck in some rocks and he was annoying because he couldn't keep up, so one of the other party members just burned him to death.
I think at the moment, I'm just going to stick to just being elf druid me. No burning going on just now. But depending on what season I decide to change to, maybe some burning later.
So what?
Summer? This character does not have any fire spells.
Well, not yet.
Nah.
Okay, so yes, we also have as NPCs in the column of not joining us tonight, we have Zal, who gets called out as
our human cleric.
Yeah, the necromancer cleric.
Yep.
Formerly,
For once, without the failed part added to
for once.
the name.
We also have Chauvel, who is the fiery Genasi paladin, and Imni, the ranger.
Joining us later, hopefully.
Possibly joining us later, depending on how things line up. Always hopeful, never saying no. And they do have a NPC Drazzle with a cart and a overly sized horse hidden as an illusion, hiding the actual creature underneath.
So did the paladin get reverted back to a water genasi?
No, fire genasi.
No, I believe it was the cleric who changed their affiliation. I believe the cleric may have become fiery.
Last game?
Last game, yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have very good notes because my hands aren't working.
So good. That happened at the end of the session.
Yeah, I was just laughing. I'm going, looks like I'm the only one who actually hasn't changed. More like I've also been avoiding any gods.
I technically haven't changed. My characters have just moved on to other quests for the moment.
Yeah, but you've also had discussions with a god. I haven't. I've been trying to avoid it all.
Karai also has not.
Oh,
Well, there you go. See, you're not all by yourself. You have Karai to keep you burning.
That was a player I had interacted.
yeah, but let's see. You're now female instead of male, correct?
Different character.
No.
Different character. That was
different game.
No, same game. It was his brother, sister.
Yeah.
And as the brother turned into the sister due to sneaking into the temple of Freya, that player pulled out.
Okay.
Is that why they pulled out? Because they got ginger chains? No. Because, we could have changed to that.
Yes. Very few of these things are permanently done.
Yeah. Alrighty.
That's just bad playing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You get that. And some of them also expect to be spending more time killing and less time playing a character. So.
Well, arguably you can do both, but...
What was it? The last one where I actually did something. It's the first time I've actually killed somebody in, I think it's like 20 sessions.
Just ask David about how often he's got to ride his horse and fight.
Well, as many times as I was able to do any sailing on a ship on water.
I was going to say, because you're a swashbuckling gnome, halfling, aren't you?
Yes. And every time you've been on a boat, I've been away.
Aw, maybe today.
At least had a session where you could have been on a boat.
Yes, but you also were in a session where you could have had some mounted combat.
No, it's been, 2 or 3 years, and I've had one mounted combat.
Is that particularly in this game, or is this for another character?
The Wednesday night one.
No, we had one in this game, but he dropped out and I managed to kill the person.
That is true.
Anyway.
Okay, so coming back to where we finished last session, you had Chauvel and Zal get taken into the tent by their family, and as the tent shut, you found you're unable to actually enter the tent.
Well, that's good because
Sorry, where are we though? Can you have a-
we're outside the tent.
You're outside of a tent in.
But
Let's see.
where
if
did
I-
we end up last session for people who don't have memories that work as well as others?
Well, I shall try and bring a map up. Where are we?
So we travelled somewhere, yes?
You did travel somewhere.
What was it? We
Did the last
West-
place we end up was it Rahona?
You did end up at Rahuna.
And was
RH.
it during the Ethengarian festival?
It was during the Ethengarian festival.
And that's all I've managed to write down. Does someone have the cliff notes? I remember we had an 8-foot tall guy who doesn't remember where he's from. We picked him up and we took him along with us.
Apparently, I'm sharing the wrong screen.
And we dubbed him Champ because he couldn't remember his name or anything like that. And he likes to lift when he's bored, and he eats a lot and he drinks a lot. So,
oh, that's
There
the
we
caber
go.
tosser.
yes, there was a caber tossing event.
Okay, so you can see where we are. You're at the town of Rahuna, not far from Fort Ethengar, and just up the Farsfjord River.
That's right, because we're heading towards that tower, but we've stopped off on our way there.
Well, you were going to a tower in Linged, but decided you were going to go save the beer because that was more important.
Yeah,
than
there's beer somewhere to save. Why are we saving the beer?
Apparently, that's been discussed in the tent away from everyone else.
Okay, alright.
So now you suddenly find yourself free of beer saving needs. What would you like to
really
do?
on the 16th of September?
It may have been all the way back then, yes.
Woof.
Yeah, I couldn't really care much about beers due to the fact that I can't drink the stuff or eat it.
So we're in the middle of an Ethengarian festival with no beer.
There's beer, but
No, it's beer. There's some type of curse that's happening.
Okay, alright.
That I think you sort of suspected it's something to do with.
Not so.
Sorry, what was that, David?
Ethengarians don't necessarily need to have beer.
no, they're very good at having alcoholic milk.
Yeah, but that's the problem. It's the alcohol.
Okay.
I'm gonna be grumpy until I get this bloody curse gone.
I could imagine that.
I have to check to see if it actually does affect other things like drugs.
You haven't tried too much. You could always experiment, I'm sure. What's the worst that can happen?
Me starting to throw up and being sick, but isn't that the same thing as taking drugs?
Pretty much.
So when we
I need to
ended
write
up
it to-
here, did we go off and make it to the place where the beer needed saving? Or were we back
You're
there?
at that place itself. You were told there might be something to do with the High Cleric of Krisha,
Right.
which is one of the three main gods of Ethengar.
Okay.
Whereas Zal follows one of the others, and Chauvel follows the third.
Alright, so I'll try and catch up
Oh, yeah.
on notes. Krisha.
What type of druid are you again?
Thala. I am a
You deal with
seasoned-
plants and that, isn't it? You're a plant specialty.
I'm a seasoned fae. Yes, I'm animal and plants. I can change into just about half a dozen animals.
Yeah, but can you summon up some halfling weed?
I've never really tried, but I guess I could.
I'm sure you can animate and have some living halfling weed to talk to him.
No, not after living.
And then telling him the side effects of taking narcotics and smoking an actual living creature.
Just a quick question. What is the view of the GM on medicinal aids that aren't necessarily legal in the real world?
That's completely up to the characters.
Okay, alright.
As long as you're not caught selling it in the wrong place.
Are there any explicit things against smoking weed in Dragon?
Not
Dragon's World?
not in the Northern Reaches.
Okay.
They're more than happy for you to smoke anything that will make you crazed, because that makes you more of a berserker.
Okay, alright. And why do you want this halfling weed?
It's an experiment to see if how greater this curse actually affects me.
Okay, alright. Well, I don't think I've got any right now, but I guess we could find you some.
Yeah, unfortunately, last time I missed out on trying to get it with the Halfling Festival.
Oh, I see. So this has been a long time pursuit of yours.
Yes, he's been trying to catch up on things, but was always looking off into the distance wistfully when the chance arises.
I see. I do have a herbalism kit. Would that allow me to put together something for the halfling to relax at when he goes to sleep tonight?
I am sure it will.
I will work on that for you, Yodri.
I'm sure she's got some fey leaf in there somewhere.
Yeah. So, this is the Breaking Bad episode.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that part. Coffee?
So, how did the coffee go?
Yeah, coffee, sorry. We did our introductions. I was just waiting on a summary of...
Oh, good. So yes, you had made yourself out all the way out to Rahuna to deal with issues with coffee. Whereas at the moment you can have a side adventure dealing with something else.
I'd like a side adventure.
And depending on how far a side adventure you'd like, you could find yourself doing many different things.
Well, let's just say I'm in a mood for some adventure and excitement. What about you guys?
So what, the side adventure dealing with coffee?
No, a side adventure dealing with something else. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I thought the other thing was dealing with alcohol, not coffee.
Yeah, I think he said coffee because he wanted his coffee instead of beer, which is what he meant.
Okay. Well, I'm currently getting attacked by the meow virus.
As long as it's not too perfect for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting clawed by the meow virus.
Oh crap!
You need.
Come and rescue it. My hands just.
Okay, I'm coming.
I just can't make them. One can half feel, the other one can't feel, and I can't balance between them. So, and I've just got that all over your hands. How much did that burn?
Yeah, but so close to school. So less effort, less petrol.
Hands. I'm sorry, I'll clean this up. I guess I should get used to it.
Sorry, just
Sorry guys, I've just spilled coffee all over the floor.
That's not good.
Huge.
My hands stopped working halfway through transporting it. Unfortunately, the floor now has lots of energy.
Yeah.
As do my hands, also.
So was the cult that were going were air worshippers, weren't they?
They were air worshippers. Though I did have options for you to do some planar journeys from journeys through the Radiant Citadel.
Journeys through the Radiant Citadel.
Yes.
Okay.
Mysteries in books with Candlekeep Mysteries, where the books themselves are an adventure.
Sounds like Jumanji. You get sucked into a book.
Finding yourself at a interesting tavern that will, as part of the Seeker's Guide to Twisted Taverns.
Twisted Taverns.
Yep.
Okay.
Or heading for an expedition to the Barrier Peaks.
I'm either into books or Twisted Taverns. What was the first one?
The first one was Journey Through the Radiant Citadel, a
What
planar
is the
journey,
Radiant Citadel?
another plane of existence.
Any kind of idea of what kind of plane it is?
We've got them on every window.
It is one that connects the different worlds together.
Can we get up to lots of mischief there?
The in-between.
You can get into lots of mischief in any of them.
Which one will give you the most mischief? GM's.
Inside the tent.
I don't think we can get in there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that'll be the most mischief.
Well, the
Because,
Barrier Peaks would end up for the most mischief because the others will come back with a, well, we've now got to go off and save the others.
Could be. Look, I'll let you guys have a. Do you guys have a preference?
And how are you going with this?
I honestly have no idea. Tavern one seems interesting.
Which one?
A tavern?
Tavern one.
You can't get drunk. Why the hell do you want to go to taverns?
I can still eat something.
I'm pretty sure we can eat anywhere we go.
Did someone say tavern?
Yes.
I think it's
Plus-
Twisted Taverns.
Plus the bard is also going, yes, that's my strong point.
Twisted Taverns it is. Sorry, gorgeous. Is that even warm?
It's close enough. I can't really tell.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So, luckily for you, you have a choice of 17 different taverns.
Good.
How about we roll a dice?
Would you like a random tavern or would you like a say in the matter?
Look, it's up to you guys.
Troy would like to say it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
So, as you'd like to say in the matter, the first one is called the Wizard's Watering Hole. The second one is called Rail Away. The third one is called the Wilderback Tavern. The third one is the Bloated Bounty. The fifth one is the Dancing Horse.
At least it's not the prancing pony.
The sixth one is Paul
Did you say the
Larry's.
dancing horse?
I did say the Dancing Horse.
That's where we're going.
Did you want to hear the other ones that could be all other ones that could be horse related?
I stopped caring after he said dancing horse.
Are there
Right.
any horse one? Other horse one?
If there
just
is
reading
a
through,
walking
there are
ranger
not.
in a dark corner, or a wizard running around in grey robes, I'm leaving.
Okay, so having the others currently busy in a tent, you guys head off for the local tavern known as the Dancing Horse. It looks like a rather radiant horse with its hooves outstretched in a nice copper colour on white.
Hey, that horse reminds me of someone. It had a horse that was just as majestic.
And we, upon entering the tavern, what do we hear and see?
Okay.
Please.
Okay. So I will add Sue if she's actually.
Dancing horses. Black
Yep.
Spanish dancing horses.
I can really imagine her doing that.
Oh. Put the wrong one. Let me see. One of those things of. I had it this way, don't I? It's like, nope, nope, not that way. Invite. There we go. No. For some reason, I've managed to put the call on hold. How have I done that?
Is that the other pilots?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I've done wrong. Hello, sorry, I seem to have somehow got myself a bit round the wrong way there.
Yep.
There we go. Doesn't help that I'm a bit discombobulated myself.
Yep.
There we go. I think I've actually managed to add Sue this time.
Hello.
Hello, Sue. Sorry about that. I tried somehow accidentally calling you directly, putting the group call on hold, and trying to fix that at the same time.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Hello, player of religious zealot.
Yes, she is back.
So, would you like to introduce your character, considering we haven't played since September?
Okay, so I am playing Mystara. She's a ranger, a barbarian ranger. And yeah, she is a bit of a religious person. Her hero is Kamdu, the niece of the great Khan, and so wherever she goes, she glorifies Kamdu because she's her hero.
So that means we do have a Strider in the tavern today.
We do.
Yeah, but she's coming in with us. She's not sulking in a darkened corner.
She can
She
immediately
certainly
do that.
so
if she
when
chooses to.
Tori starts singing the song of Kamdu again.
Yes, but doesn't that horse remind you of Kamdu's?
Yes, Kamdu was riding the horses.
So yes, the recap you just missed was that they'd come to this city to find out what was wrong with the beer, to fix a curse. But the High Priestess of Cretia was only talking to her daughter and her niece, which was Chauvel and Zal, who had entered ahead of everyone else. So you decided to go off to the local bar instead, which was called the Dancing Horse. And out front of this place, you can see that it doesn't really have much more than a trestle table to sit at, so they don't have tables there.
Anyway,
Who has the
she told me that. Yes, somebody's got the thing on. People are
I
talking.
think it might be Ross.
Yeah, I think Ross may have some background noise. Okay, so entering the main room itself, the first thing you notice is the smoky smell and a warm atmosphere. It reminds you of some of your favorite tobaccos. And he has areas sized for small as well as medium-sized creatures.
Cool! It's a pot den.
Thala says to Yodri, you might be able to find that Ouija after here.
Cool. Do they actually have a list of selected tobacco and other substances?
I'm sure they do, and I'll get to that shortly. As you see that the innkeeper himself introduces himself as Burton Barleyman. You can see that he is missing his left hand completely and has some sort of attachment made out of metal replacing his hand.
Good eve, good sir. Do you have any room and food?
There's always got room and food for new folk, he says. Though you're going to have to leave your bird outside.
I apologise for Chocobo and ask if there's a stables that I might take him to.
I'm sure you'll be able to find one nearby. We don't normally have stables. We haven't got that accommodation attached to our place. I'm sorry.
Does anyone want me to try and persuade him to let the Chocobo stay with us? If not, I will take the Chocobo off to the nearest stables.
I would suggest that take Chocobo to a stable because you don't want him. I don't know if it's a male or female. Getting addicted to some new drug or tobacco.
Okay, well, I'll step away briefly and find somewhere to stable any of the mounts that have followed us.
That is fine. You go off and stable the mounts with the help of Drezel.
Okay, awesome.
So yes, as you are witnessing this, a tall, stocky orc woman comes up and looks down at Rory and says, "You make music?"
Yeah, Koroi.
Koroi looks down at Koroi and says, "You make music?"
Make music? My dear, I don't just make music. I perform music. I dance to music. I bring people the joy of music.
Next thing you know, you're pulled into a very strong embrace by this large orc woman.
Sweet Jesus, help me, I can't breathe.
And then she starts passionately kissing you and then drops you and walks away.
Well, the bard.
Hang on.
That was fairly quick, bard. It hasn't even been 10 seconds.
Just going to take a moment to sleight of hand her, see if there's anything worth stealing.
Yes. Give me a sleight of hand roll.
Congratulations, you stole her virginity.
Pass.
Ah, love it.
So, what did you get?
That's good. I got a total of 21.
Okay, you pull out what appears to be a recipe.
Sorry, say again?
You pull out what appears to be a recipe for onion and potato soup.
Yeah, get a sleight of hand that right back to her.
Hey, that sounds like a good
17.
Okay, you managed to get that back in her pocket.
Cool.
And as you're doing that, you see two wild-haired halflings moving about, clearing tables.
Cool.
They introduce themselves as Griffin and Kerry.
Hello. Sleight of tall. Yeah. Sorry, I was just a giant orc. It was scared.
And as you're saying that, you notice one of them has their hand in your pocket, helping you clean out your pocket.
You might find your hands better found elsewhere. So Koroi just very ever so briefly takes a moment and death stares down towards the halfling, and then immediately goes back to a lovely smile using an intimidate check.
Okay, give me an intimidate check.
Oh shit! Nice. 23.
So, Kerry appears very intimidated as she drops her plate down the front of you. Luckily, it was mostly eaten already, so only a little bit of food hit the front of you.
Just give me a sec. I'm just going to see if I have the all-important spell, the one that I will never go without.
Prestidigitation.
Aha! Prestidigitation. So Koroi spends a brief moment casting a spell and does some sort of wicked dance move at the same time, so that he comes out from the backflip completely clean.
You hear a clap from some of the other people around. So Griffin comes up and says, "So today's menus, if you're interested," he says, "we have boiled buttered taters, potato."
Sorry.
Which says, "What was that, sir?"
It appears I've already been introduced to some of the dishes of the place.
Yeah, but it didn't stick so well, so you could always try for some more.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
We have potato onion soup. We have cabbage, sausage, and potato soup. And elven bread. So they are our appetizers for today. Does any of those appeal to you, good sirs?
Yes, yes, yes.
What does our amazing Ethengarian over there wish?
The second soup with the elven bread.
Well,
Yes.
so you want the cabbage, sausage, and potato soup as well as the elven bread?
Yes.
You're definitely someone with an eye for halfling style of eating. Two appetizers for you then. Should only set you back 5 silver pieces.
Karoi just offs into and sputters. I'm sorry, how much?
5 silver pieces.
5 silver pieces? That seems a bit steep.
Well,
Is it good?
Well, good is subjective. Elven bread is only appealing to elves, really. But other people seem to enjoy eating bits of it.
Yeah, that's why you use it to soak up the soup.
It's exceptionally expensive.
It is the most expensive entree we have, the bread. Though I do have to put the disclaimer: no real elves were baked in the process of making the bread.
Ah, that's a shame.
We've had many orcs complain.
What was that magic area with all the wizards in that?
That would probably be a magic school, sir.
No, out of character. I'm just trying to remember where we met the hags and that.
Oh, the hags. That you met them in Galantry, I think.
Yep. No, you need to go to Galantry if you're after elven bread that actually is made out of elves.
No, we send the orcs that way. We don't want to go get that stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's the only place that I know that actually literally sells elven bread.
Hey, after our appetizers today, we do have some nice entrees. We have a cottage pie, a peppered steak with roast vegetables and potatoes, fish and chips, and sausage and tomatoes with bacon. He sounds quite proud of the what they have on the menu today.
So what I would suggest is basically we order the menu and we just share it evenly.
Alright, commie.
and
we skip the elven bread.
No.
Yeah.
Our lovely religious friend wants the elven bread.
You managed to make it back in time to hear about the menu offerings.
I'm happy to share, like Godric.
And we do have some special cocktails going today. We have Elven Cordial, Green Dragon Ale, and Grog.
The Green Dragon Ale sounds interesting. I'll give that a try.
Is it actually made out of dragon?
Unfortunately, again, the disclaimer on our menu says that no dragons were harmed in the making of this alcohol.
Served in a dragon skull?
No dragons were harmed in any way, shape, or form in the serving of these.
No. It could be a ceramic dragon skull.
That we could do. Just that there are more dragonborn in the region, and they don't seem to have much of a sense of humor when it comes to things that mimic their ancestry.
Yeah.
I'm happily having some Green Dragon Ale.
Mm-hmm.
So, is the Elven Cordial actually alcoholic?
It is. It's warm mead with orange and lemon peel, edible flowers, honey, and half a stick of cinnamon.
Right. Sounds like I should put candles on it. This is annoying.
So yes, you end up with a really nice meal. You find out that the large orcish woman was the cook, and she helps bring out most of the food.
Is there anyone telling tales, or is there anyone we can talk to about news of the local area? Are there some locals already?
Well, you've got 3 dwarven musicians playing in the corner, a rather muted sort of song.
I suggest heartening.
It comes across as rather wistful.
No, if they're going to charge us this much for food, I'm not going to do anything.
I think they're only charging us that much for the elven bread, not for the rest of the food.
So the entree, the cottage pie was 4 silver. The peppered steak with roast vegetables and potatoes was 5 silver. The fish and chips was 4 silver. The sausage and tomato with bacon was 4 silver.
Oh.
The elven cordial was 4 silver. The green dragon ale was 2 silver, and the grog was 2 silver.
Is that expensive?
Yes.
Okay.
It's at the higher end of expense, but considering you guys do have a bit of money.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind. I just ask the waiters when things slow down why the meals are so expensive.
Because they are actually nice, and the cook actually can cook.
Okay.
So you say, but I'd rather hear the answer.
The server does say that the cook prides herself on her ability to produce edible fare, and we get more expensive ingredients than some of the other taverns in town who buy the offcuts that we don't use.
Well,
yes, because that's exactly what I want to use my meal.
chose the tavern. I'm not sure that you should be too worried about necessarily the cost of what's going here. You picked a nicer standard of tavern.
No, I picked an extortionate establishment, apparently.
Oh, you're the one who picked it. Got no one but
Yes,
yourself
for
to
the
blame.
places.
Outside
No,
of the
of
3
course.
dwarves and that, is there anything to catch our eye or curiosity?
So on one of the walls, you see paintings up there.
Yep.
So the first one that catches your eye is a painting of a snowy mountain, then a painting of a dreary marsh, then a painting of a white tree,
Mountains are pretty cool.
painting of a brooding ranger, a painting of a goblin town,
I wonder if that's a relative of Strider's.
painting of 9 adventurers, and a painting of an adventuring couple.
Are there any stories to go with pictures? I ask one of the locals,
You can.
whoever might be willing to answer.
So considering you've bought a couple of meals, he's quite happy to say pick a painting and he'll tell you a story.
I will pick the tree or the mountain. Who else has a choice?
I'll listen to the tree on the mountains. Keep the druid happy.
Look, I don't mind. I'm just giving you guys a starting point.
So he says, he refers to the painting of the white tree. He says, lots of history about that one. The seed for that tree itself was from the Feywild, and it was planted in a human kingdom, and a prince stole the seed and replanted it after the kingdom had been destroyed. The Atlantean kingdoms that existed long before gods and men worked together to form the Northern Reaches. And it's believed that the white tree will bring anyone luck who lays flowers at its base.
And where is this white tree said to have been planted?
It's unsure because some of the other stories also say that it's carnivorous and will eat those who lay flowers at its base. So in a way the tree gets lucky or you get lucky. He's not quite sure which story to believe.
To be honest, I admire that in a tree. I am a druid, after all. Does anyone else want a story told about something other than the tree?
Let me guess. The tree's called Lucky.
Well, if I was to name a tree, I would say that tree was especially lucky because it did survive its parents' destruction, and as of now, no one seems to know exactly where that white tree is, though the painting was made in the Northern Reaches, and the tree has been is somewhere in these lands for over 100 years. Now,
Okay.
for that other painting which you pointed out earlier, the Snowy Mountain, he says that it is an eyrie for giant eagles, mightily clever creatures. They have a knack for being right where they need to be. Of course, according to them.
Sorry, giant what?
Eagles.
Eagles. That sounds pretty awesome.
Ah, I thought you said giants as in 350 farm giants.
Well, they're in that region as well. But giant eagles, giant feathers, giant eggs. We've never tried to make an omelette with a giant eagle's egg.
Yeah, you've got giant talons and giant beaks.
Yes, and extremely long memories. And we believe that it is one of the peaks nearby that is a painting of.
On the plus side, there won't be any dragons nearby.
Well, yeah, we've been a bit lax in dragon sightings of late. They seem to have gone to ground.
That means that the eagles should be happy.
They should, but the dragons did keep the giants in check.
That is an advantage of that. In terms of tale telling, is there anything more about these paintings that is especially interesting?
Well, each one of these paintings was painted by a halfling of considerable skill.
Is that halfling a local person?
Yes, they used to be.
They passed away, or they've moved away?
Well, he thinks they've passed away, but considering halflings live for a lot longer than he does, almost twice his age, they could just be out wandering again, and we'll make it back with another pile of paintings to sell.
So I gather, Martin, we're here for the night, or are we just here for dinner?
Well, currently you're here for dinner.
Okay. Do we want to find lodgings for the night then?
I do provide lodgings, he says.
Considering that our companions haven't turned up yet.
And as you're talking, you do see sitting in the corner in a green cloak, smoking a pipe in the dark, in a dark corner. Someone seems to be watching you closely.
I try to subtly ask our host about the person in the dark corner, not so subtly watching us closely.
Oh, all we know from him is he's named Trader. He's some sort of ranger.
Okay, alright.
Oh, there's one in every corner.
And it is Treader. So Trader.
Yep, okay.
Strider's long lost brother.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore him and have a look at the list of tobaccos and other narcotics.
As you do that, you see someone sitting off in the best lit part of the tavern, smoking what appears to be some sort of concoction that changes colour with every breath. As he's flicking through different notes distractedly.
Okay, does he look like a gnome, or does he...
He's an elf.
Okay, I'll ignore him as well. I'll assume he's playing around with some magical substances.
And there's another halfling busily having what appears to be second breakfast at one of the tables.
The guy in the corner who's not so subtly watching us, does he notice that I asked the other guy about us?
He does.
Does he indicate, change his view?
He doesn't. He just seems to be sitting there.
Okay.
And while this is happening, a very tall elf in blue-grey robes and a wooden walking staff and a wide green pointy hat comes in.
Wide green pointy hat.
Yep.
That sounds interesting.
And you can see her hair is silvery white and her skin shows the signs of age, which is very rare amongst elves.
What does she do? Does she sit at the bar? Does she...
Well, she goes over and sits by a fireplace.
I haven't seen too many other impressive, interesting-looking elves, and ever after looking for stories, I will wander over to her and see if she might bear my company.
She does. She says her name is Vandleth.
How does that spell?
Vandleth.
Oh, nice. Okay. From where does she come?
She says she travels the world. She's been traveling for over 600 years.
Wow. Well, she probably recognizes me as being a Tree of Life keeper. And
No.
I asked...
She does say she didn't really like settling much, so she opted for a chance to see the world.
You mean you could do this forever?
She said, why not?
Well, I thought that once I collected my stories, I'd have to go back to my tree.
Well, you can, but you don't have to stay.
Yeah. Just be a leaf on the wind.
It's careers day for Thala. Alrighty, I'm happy for other people to talk to other people if they want. I'm just going to keep the elf company for now.
So yes, you see that there are two halflings sitting at tables, one of them who disappears every now and then, even though his food remains there.
So it's a halfling that keeps disappearing but not eating.
No, he's eating, but he disappears in between eating.
Interesting.
There are three dwarfs tinkering with. One has a golden harp. Another one has a horn. And the other one has a soft singing voice.
So am I right? These
Okay.
are all people in the tavern we can talk to?
Yep. Actually, I might unleash pilfering.
You unleash
I'll see
pilfering?
Yes, I'm releasing pilfering. I'm going to see what he's going to do.
He's snoring loudly in your backpack.
Okay. That's a first. Normally he's all eyes and ears and we enter in something new. Okay.
You think he's already had a look and got bored?
Okay, that's understandable.
Does anyone else want to talk to any of the other people in the tavern?
You're told the chef's name is Ulguk.
Koroi, did you want to have a discussion about prices with the chef who kissed you?
No, not really. There's no profit to be had here. There's no fame to be gained here. I'll be honest, there's a bunch of musicians over there, and I'm sure if music is welcome here, they'd already be playing.
Are they actually, trying to tune, or what the hell are they trying to do?
They seem to be just, keeping to themselves at the moment because no one seems to be interested in much in the way of music.
Are there any people who seem more lively than others?
Okay, so the most lively one is the elf going through his paperwork.
Interesting that's considered lively.
Well, he's the most animate of everyone who's not sitting down and eating.
I asked was it Bandoir?
Vandleth.
Bandlet.
Yep.
Bandlet. Is that right?
Yep.
I asked her if this almost inanimateness is usual of a tavern like this?
Well, over morning or evening, people just want to sit down and rest, and
Do they not want to hear some songs or tell some stories?
usually they get a request.
Who do you make a request to?
You could just yell out, "Hey dwarf, let's hear some music,"
Hey dwarves, let's hear some music.
and you hear the harp start to they finish playing with it and start to do a tune,
Lovely.
followed by the horn joining in and a strong voice from the three dwarves.
How does Kuroi professionally view this music? Is it good?
It is good, but from a dwarven perspective, you'd say it's probably really good music if it wasn't so sad and somber.
I mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So it has a lot of melancholy in their singing and tune.
Does Kuroi think he could join in and benefit the song in any way?
He believes he could because, hey, you are good with all sorts of music. You're just that good.
Yes, but from an artistic point of view and from a tasteful point of view, does he feel like he would ruin it if he would join in, even just with his
You think that they would probably be more lively if they had more input.
Alright, so Kuroi is going to begin to join in with the...
As you join in, you hear them quickly introduce themselves to you as Nithi, Dithi, and Glatha, three dwarven female musicians.
Mm-hmm.
With
very briefly introduces himself.
and they start singing a song about a town called Khaz Durun that was overrun by minions of a red dragon known as Scorcher. The dragon wasn't in evidence of the attack, but the minions wearing the symbols of Scorcher were.
Kuroi would like a history check.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can recall anything of this dragon.
Okay, give me a history check.
We got 13.
A 13. Okay, so that is enough for you to pick up that there is a red dragon to the south of the Ethengarian fields that has been known as Scorcher because they do like to burn things and leave them burning as they go.
Oh.
The dwarves song, is it in favor or anti or against the dragon?
Their song has you find out that the dragon's minions wiped out their village and they are the sole survivors of their village.
That's awful.
What are the red
So
dragons?
stupid dwarves. Kuroi is going to interrupt one of the verses wherever he sees is tastefully fitting, and just create a brief verse on the history of the dragon and how much he is hated throughout Ethengarian lands for its wanton burning.
Okay. And that they give you great accompaniment as you do so. Give me a perform check.
Sure.
With advantage.
Advantage, okay. Yeah.
Well, you did have the information to make it work.
Yeah, I'll take that. Turns out I rolled a 2 and a 13, so we'll go with 20.
Okay, so yes, you pull off a fantastic rendition. You have 5 gold coins tossed towards the stage where you are.
Cool. Korea's much happier about ordering food now.
and they finish up with the hopeful that more than just they survived the sacking of their town.
Okay. Corey asks them after that song, they say, "Ladies, how'd you feel in a lovely upbeat song? If you'd like to join in."
You start and they will follow, they say.
Alright, Corey starts, now that he's actually not going to pay for his food this evening. Corey starts playing a very, very lively, upbeat, positive song. Something about prophecies, and strength.
And this was the birth of the new rock group, Corey and the Three Sisters.
You guys are going to have to figure out how to say Corey soon.
Yes, one of us will actually get it right eventually.
No, it's the my halfling
Dialect?
accent, so it's Corey.
Yep. This next song is about throwing halflings into fires.
You get two. Well, technically, you get three halflings booing as you say that out loud.
Were you thrown into fires?
One of them being the guy who keeps disappearing at the table randomly.
Yeah, the little thief.
Well, he's in the same position every time he reappears.
Yeah.
You have the one who's having extra serving. Seems to be very similar looking to the two servers. And then you've got the ranger in the corner in his cloak, half pulled out his longsword at your suggestion of tossing a halfling in the fire.
Oh, we're tossing halflings into fires.
And you could see his longsword start to light up with silver light as he started pulling it out.
That's hilarious.
Whereas
it's just a brief joke of a song, nice and short, one verse, and then it finishes up with a death stare, another death stare from Koroi at any particular halfling that's starting to look shifty.
What have you got against halfling?
One of them tried to rob me when I got here.
Oh, well,
after he tried to rob the that was right after he tried to rob the chef.
oh, after you tried to rob somebody. I see.
So what was I saying? What does I do? I was just trying to get some information about the tavern.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
The lady who I was trying to rob was trying to choke the life out of me at the time. I don't care whether she was hugging me or not.
I do believe she was actually showing you admiration and affection.
If I can't breathe, they're trying to kill me.
Fair point, to be honest.
it is fair. Okay, so yes, the guy with his papers stands up rather noisily and says, "With that, I shall make a speech," he says.
Okay.
Could you not?
Saying, and he starts stuttering and stammering for about 5 minutes before sitting back down again.
And what the hell was he stuttering and stammering about?
Apparently he couldn't get it out because he was feeling a little tongue-tied at the time.
Okay. Would that require an insight roll to try to understand what the hell he's trying to put through?
Well, his perform roll was a 2.
Koroi goes and sits with the tongue-tied gentleman.
Yep.
And attempts to twist out what it was that he was trying to say.
Well, he had a story about the white tree.
Does he tell Koroi the story?
He says that the tree itself is supposed to be linked to the elven tree of life, which is also the a white tree birthed out of the Feywild, and both of them are children of the world tree itself.
Yes.
So the actual white tree being sentient is quite possible. Being carnivorous, highly unlikely. But if you can track down the actual tree itself and give him a map of where to find it, he will be most grateful and able to give you some funds towards such an endeavor. And if funds are not needed, he's happy to translate any piece of law you come across, because he is a sage and translator of many tales.
Is he talking about going for a trip to find the
I
white
can
tree?
understand literally every language written.
Yes, he says you can see from all these papers he does have stuff written in so many languages, more than you had expected.
Interesting. You are quite the scholar, good sir.
It is my life's calling, he says. My name is Talanok Ruel.
Yes. G'day, Talon.
Talanok, he says.
Yes. Excellent, Talon. Let's make everything more palatable, like your story. Now, Croy goes and spends some time coaching Talon on how to properly present a story to a crowd, gives him a few tips, a few hints, and prompts him to tell the story again.
So, this is the king's speech.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently your coaching has him stand up and give a rendition even you'd be proud of, as he talks about the etymology of the Tree of Life and the World Tree and this white tree in the painting on the wall. How it is most likely a child of one of the lost trees of life. And many elves would be willing to pay a small fortune in protecting and recovering said tree.
Elves would be willing to spend a fortune to have the tree protected.
Yes.
What you were saying?
That's what I was saying.
Protected forever, or just found and then...
Well, trees can be moved, and they would rather the tree not be killed. What was that, David?
Think of it like the British Museum. They're quite willing to protect it in their own museum, regardless of how sacred it is to you.
Yeah, no. You just need to say, think of it like the British Museum. I absolutely had the concept there.
So at the end of his speech, Karoi bows to him, applauds, and congratulates him on an excellent presentation.
He thanks you for your help and says anytime you need any help from him, he's happy to give it to you.
Well done, Sir Talon.
Martin,
Yep.
that seed that we've got, is that actually of the Tree of Life?
You do not believe it is, because it's gemstone seed, and
The seed, who's got? The seed Calcrix has. The seeds Calcrix has.
Yeah, I know. It's currently in a safe place.
Yes.
not with the party currently, but yes. The seed was particularly safe, and it wasn't from the Tree of Life.
Out of all these stories, are any of them pointing particularly towards a quest or journey-like thing? Or
Well,
kind of choose our own adventure?
as you're talking to Vandaleth,
Yep.
she says that the halfling who keeps disappearing and reappearing over there stole a magical item from a sorcerer named Baradu,
Oh.
and he made a lair out of a ruined tower in a nearby forest.
Oh. Nearby.
You've seen many a tower here and there. But she says you would probably investigate and find out how to uncurse the halfling.
Oh, he's got himself cursed.
He has.
This does not sound like a healthy thing for happening. But I have a feeling that our bard will have a sympathy for him.
Okay, and while you're having
I think my curse is worse.
Yeah, you kind of brought your curse on yourself too, so...
well, he stole the ring that cursed him.
Does he still have it?
He still has it, yes, because he can't get rid of it.
Oh, I see.
And that's a ring of invisibility.
But we can see him, can't we?
Yes, that's the curse. He can't control when he's visible or invisible.
Oh, okay. Do we want to talk more to this halfling about his curse?
Okay, so while you're doing that, Koroi gets one of the dwarven musicians comes over to him, who he recognizes as Nithi,
Yeah.
and she says she has a map showing a secret door into the dwarven settlement that we might be able to sneak up on those who ransacked her town and deal them a violence in immeasurable sense for the hurt they've caused.
So what you're saying is you would like to utilize this map and go and raid some raiders, steal from the thieves, if you will.
Or she actually says she'd rather go whole complete murder hobo on them.
That's very frank.
You know what? Never heard such a great idea.
And she says she saw that killing a number of goblins in fantastical ways will make a great story.
No, they are only goblins. It's not exactly.
Well, you never know, she says.
So, one of our quests is to possibly figure out more about this tower, and the other one is to go and kill these goblins who erased this poor township.
Yep. And then the chef comes out and accosts Koroi again. Koroi.
Hello, lovely, gigantic warrior woman. Oh God, please, I need to breathe.
She says, sure, I can let you breathe if you can do something for me.
Now we got like 50 different quests.
What?
Well, you came into the tavern, you look like you're a capable person, and you played some music, so hey.
Let's see.
Yes, and you squeezed the life out of me for a brief moment. What can I do for you? Can't guarantee I'll do it though.
Sorry, sorry it took me so long to unpack what I have now. Do you want some food, some dinner? Okay, hot meal?
And so, what I would like for you is to go down to the local butcher and get some decent meat for the evening meal.
I buried the lead. Would you like that?
So she's happy to give you, if you can go and get 3 to 6 haunches of meat from the local butcher.
Do you not have people that can do this for you?
She looks you up and down and says, "You're people, aren't you?"
Is it cool enough though?
Yes, but I am a musician and a warrior, not generally a delivery boy.
But she says you're quite a boy.
Do you need anything else?
It's got some there.
Look, how long do you think it would take to get down there?
Not too long, maybe 10 minutes to half an hour, depending on how strong those legs of yours are. She says, giving you a slap on the butt.
Well, if I go and do this, you might be able to find out how strong these legs just are.
She gives you a wink and a grin.
I'm not nearby, am I?
No.
Okay, good. Because I am still young and innocent. I would like to remain that way.
Oh, fine. Can you stop sexually harassing my characters?
I will try. But you were the bard of the group, and she did have a thing for bards.
Yeah, apparently. Why not?
So yes, you head off and...
So is Croy heading off to get this meat on his own?
No, he'll need some help.
I was going to say, has he told anyone where he's going?
Nope.
So I think
No,
the
but
answer is...
he was entertaining that every time the cook walks in, he gets a slap and a hug, and then asked about going down to the butcher's.
You followed him off then, Yodri?
Yeah, I'm gonna show off and carry the more stuff than he can. I think that I'm sort of cheating as well, so.
You are?
Yeah, well, I do have a strength of 19.
Oh, I see. While they're off getting meat, I will talk to... God, can you say a name? After you finish eating. Sorry, you've just taken a mouthful of food and I'm like, what's her name again?
Vandaleth.
And it was B-A-N-D-A-L-E...
V-A-N.
Oh, V-A-N...
D-L-E-T-H.
D-L-E-T-H. Vandaleth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she says there's a tower.
A tower, yes.
Yep. And it's got a curse on it.
It has a curse on it.
Okay.
And while the halfling and the bard are out gathering meat, what is Imni doing?
Well, she's probably wandering around trying to find anybody she can talk to.
You're welcome to join us, but Martin has presented several characters.
So you've got a choice of 3 halflings in different parts of the tavern. You've got 2 halfling waiters wandering through the tavern. You have an orc chef. You have the barman. And you have 2 elves, one of them sitting with your party member, Druid. You have the elf who'd be making a speech about the white tree and the etymology of trees themselves. And you have the 3 dwarven musicians.
Should probably go over to the group of halflings and ask them if they've heard of Kamdu, the barbarian.
Well, the halflings are all sitting apart, so you can go over to any of them in particular.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'll just go and approach one of them and see, and if they say they haven't, then I'll start regaling them about Kamdu until they kick me out.
Well, what stories will you tell?
Oh, all sorts. Everything. There are so many to tell of Kamdu, of her great exploits. Huh?
Do you have a favourite one?
I usually just wait and see what the audience's reaction is. But she has so many that you know, of how she saved time and time again so many of her party members, and when they were out adventuring, and when she was out with even some of her own townspeople before she was on the party.
What about your own adventures, Imni?
No, Imni's not interested in her own.
Okay, so you sit down with the guy in the cloak who seems to be off by himself, conveniently able to tell him lots of stories in the dark corner. He does seem to look at you a little irritated, but actually...
Is this the not Strider tree door?
This is the Strider tree door.
Yep.
So Strider sits with tree door.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
And you find he does know Camdu, having actually had some adventures with her.
Ooh, I get him to tell me anything that I don't. He's probably got stories I've never heard.
He tells you some of stories of the princess while she was young, before she actually managed to go off and do many adventures on her own.
Ooh, I lap every single word up. That's awesome.
And part of the reason you haven't heard many of the stories, it was when she wasn't as skilled and did things like lose her sword, and had this habit of leaving weapons behind in battles.
Okay. Did she get cross at him?
Well, he's the one who got cross at her because he kept having to find more weapons for her to try to use.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, you don't really want to have the person that you're helping to get through combat suddenly lose their weapons.
Yeah.
But then you've got stories of how Camdu used to get her sword stuck in the roof and things like that as well.
Yeah, because she's always throwing it, yeah.
So it's not terribly unusual.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
You okay?
Sorry, it was just quite a bit of...
Wasabi?
Yeah.
Yep. It sounded like it, sorry.
Okay, so...
I remember that at the start of the night.
While the other two are out getting the meat, a dozen dwarves come in the front door with lots of happy sounds from Nitty and the other two musicians who greet them warmly.
Obviously they all know each other.
They, from what you can tell, even though they're speaking mainly in Dwarven, is that they are also refugees from the same town.
So this attack is recent. I know Dwarven.
Yes, they agree
So
to
how long ago was this attack?
less than a week ago.
Oh, I see. Okay. I listen in and see what sort of updates I can get from these refugees. They were attacked by goblins, you said?
They were attacked by goblins, and they were all wearing the symbol of the dragon Scorch.
Scorch. And how far away is this tavern? Town. Sorry. Town.
This town is, you'd think maybe a couple of 4 or 5 hours away over the mountains.
Okay.
If you could fly.
Okay. How far by traditional travel?
It's one of the mining towns, so not as easy to get to. Has no trails,
So
so
say I wanted to do what these 3 young musicians want to do and go and help them.
probably take you maybe 3 or 4 days.
Okay. Having overheard and heard them join here, I asked the Vandleth if she's heard of this attack and what does she think of what's happened.
Well, she thinks it's horrible that people have been kicked out of their homes, but then again, she doesn't really have a home, so she can't quite sympathise with what it's like to be kicked out of your home. And she goes on this whole tract about wandering and how it's good for the soul.
But she chose not to have a home, whereas these poor souls tried to keep theirs. The curse on the tower and the halfling, how recent is that? Is this all very recent events?
It's all very recent events.
Okay. And is she inclined to help anyone, or is she just talking about it?
Well, she's helping. She told you.
Uh-huh. But what if I want to go and help the dwarves?
I'm sure you can help everyone. You're that good, aren't you? She says.
I don't think that much of myself, but I would like to try and help people I can, depending on what the rest of my party would like to do. So the main things that we've been confronted with in terms of people who need helping is the poor halfling and the poor dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
I attempt to catch...
And the elven scholar who wants someone to find the white tree.
Okay, so he wants someone to find the white tree to help save it?
Well, so that the elves can then take it to safety, so it's not destroyed or lost.
And what makes him think that it's in jeopardy?
Well, all the elven trees are in jeopardy, as far as I know.
Alright. So there's those 3 different tasks, is that correct?
And as the halfling and the human come back with the pile of meat on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Nothing tried to eat them or collect them today?
No, they were quite successful because it's quite well known that patrons are sent out to get food from this tavern. And a lot of the times the patrons get a fantastic meal out of it.
Okay.
Really?
Roy might be up for a free meal.
Yeah, and the rest. Karoi looks to the rest of you and I see you've met the dwarves.
And as you come in, you hear them start to burst into song, having a very strong song. And you hear the verses. They sing, "The mountain king sat in his hall under the mountain dark and tall. A crown of gold sat on his head, and then came the dragon fierce and red. No one sits on the empty throne in smoking silent halls of stone. Though travels hard and travels long, we rest at last and share this song." And they sort of sing that with the sounds of drums and pipes, horns, and the harp.
Sounds like a very... I can't think of the right word. Inspiring and awesome song.
I think you might mean morbid.
What do you mean morbid? They escaped, didn't they?
I think only 3 survived.
Back at the dwarves. Oh, by the way, we're going to go help them. We're going to go raid a bunch of raiders who raided their town.
I thought we were going to go and help them anyway, so have you found out where we're going?
Oh yeah, they've got a map.
When are they heading that way?
Whenever they can get enough people to help.
I guess we'll find out soon.
How many people do you need to help? Sorry, finish what you're reading.
All of us.
That said, have I taken in enough from what these guys have said to be able to have a gist of what's going on?
You do have a gist of what's going on, that there is raiders have taken over their town.
I will see if I can capture everybody's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I gather all the folk here have heard about what's going on with these poor dwarven people here, especially with their heart-rending song. Sorry, I did misspeak my descriptive words. That's the fun of having word salad or aphasia. When you say awesome instead of awful. And so hopefully, do I get enough people's attention?
Awful, are you?
You do get their attention.
And I say to them, I tell them, using what storytelling techniques I have. I'm nowhere near as good as the bard, of course, but I do collect stories and I do tell stories. And I say, these poor elves are in need of some folk to go up and help them, and I'm willing to go up and help them. Would anyone be willing to come with me?
I'll go.
You'll
I mean,
go?
yeah.
You'll go? But it's anyone else in the tavern.
Nice.
I don't know
Coming with me, Eddie.
Treadle. I don't suppose he's interested in joining us.
Well, he harumps. He's saying his job is to stop troublemakers in the tavern.
Oh, I see. So nobody else from the tavern might be interested. I know our group will come, but my intention was to see if we could get anyone else to come. Just like a few extra bodies to. I don't know.
No, don't need to share the loot.
Oh, I wasn't thinking in terms of loot, but sure.
Isn't that basically what the dwarves? Isn't that the dwarves anyway?
Is
No,
it?
you do have
the dwarves?
You do have 9 dwarves here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's more than just a couple.
Well, 6 came in.
Okay. So we could put this down to my general confusion about not being able to visualize things anymore.
So it said dozens, so that means 15 dwarves.
Oh, okay. I did not realize there was that many dwarves. I thought there was only like those 3 and maybe a few more. Because you said a few survivors. So, okay. Well, if nobody else is willing to sign up to come with our group, it'll just be us.
The dwarves are happy to come and help.
Thought maybe some of the halflings might be willing to sign up. I don't know, some cursed halflings that can go invisible.
It depends on if the halflings are still holding the grudge of what the dwarves did to them.
What did the dwarves do to the halflings?
They destroyed
Basically,
the
what the
culture.
dragon did to them.
Oh, okay. I did not know this.
So most halflings will not help dwarves.
How do I come to these things? I need to be going.
I can bully them into doing it.
No, it's okay. I just had this idea that we might get help for some reason, and I have no idea why I've had that idea.
Well, you do have 15 dwarves happy
Yes,
to
we do.
throw down with their music.
And I was listening while I was fixing all the food and stuff, but for some reason my brain just hasn't processed it in the way I expected it to. Alright, well, let's just excuse Ariadne's brief term of madness. And just get ready to pack up and head off in the morning, I'm guessing?
Yep, you managed to get room for the night, considering you have done them a service. Everyone's happy that meat ends up back on the menu.
Boy.
Okay. Is this a reference to the something dark side?
To Lord of the Rings.
Well,
There
I
we
mean,
go. Yes.
But the scary thing is, it means that there's restaurants in Mordor?
Yep. Because no one just walks in. You got to get a reservation.
Well, yeah. That would suggest that there are at least facilities that have menus.
Because otherwise, menu would have no
It
meaning.
doesn't have to be a restaurant, you know. Bars and taverns have menus. So, you know. Alright, so I will go and get myself a room, and if the other guys want to join me, I don't mind sharing my room. Rest up.
Before that, I am going to thank the cook for the delicious meal, and also try to work out why she's pestering the bard.
I don't know, maybe she just likes his voice.
I'll give it one guess.
Well, so her response is, he's a pretty boy. She hopes she won't break him.
Okay. Thought that was the case.
I think I need to roll some constitution checks.
You roll those while I'm sleeping.
All of us, or just
No, just
Oh, no.
the bard and the cook.
okay?
Yeah, no, there's some death by snoo about to happen, I think.
That's completely between you and the cook,
Absolutely.
which can definitely happen off scene.
Please. I'm sorry, Martin. I
That's
just
okay.
got so confused about what was happening.
It's okay. So yes, you wake up in the morning having had a restful night's sleep. Even the bard had a restful night's sleep.
Mm.
Is
He
that
was
restful
exhausted.
beginning with a W?
Anyway, moving right along.
Can you give me the name of the three dwarves again?
The original three dwarfs are Nithi, Nithi.
Yep.
Dithi, Dithi,
Mm-hmm.
and Glatha, Glatha.
And was there a leader amongst them in particular, or that came with the other 15?
Nithi was the more leader.
Okay, so, alright. So
She was the aunt of the other two.
Okay, so she's the older one. So in the morning, I will find Nithi and make sure that I've got all of my gear and rouse my fellow party members who are accompanying me. But before I do that, I'll also have a quick check back at Aunt Xanathorn's tent.
Mm-hmm.
And just see if there's any sign or word of Zal or Cheval.
No sign or word of them at this stage.
I leave a message if someone's available there with them saying that we will be back, but we are heading off to help these dwarves who find themselves being raided by, did you say goblins? Goblins. Can I leave a note or something with someone?
You leave a message with one of the attendants.
Attendants? Yep. Okay. And then I'll go back and talk to and find Nithi and make sure we've got provisions and things like that.
Yep. They've avoided all the elven food.
Fair enough. I've got my own provisions. I'm good.
So they've stocked up on lots of sausage and meat.
Good for all of you guys.
And they are quite happy to sing as they march.
I will play my flute.
So we have a band of 17.
I gather we're not trying to be quiet.
Well, so much for stealth.
Right, well, just like join it.
Well, I figure if the dwarves aren't being, well, I don't know that we need to be quiet yet. In between songs, can I find out from Nithi, if possible, do they have any idea of how many people they were attacked by? You know, was it just goblins on foot? Were there mages or?
She says she heard the wargs.
So wargs?
Goblins are known to be warg riders.
So they came in on wargs and basically just trashed everything and killed everyone?
Trashed and killed at random.
Okay. Did there seem to be any cohesiveness about the raid? Like, was there any leaders or anything that seemed to stand out?
Yes, her uncle tried to stop them and they mowed him down.
Dear. This is Nithi's uncle. Okay. That's an interesting family tree. Okay. And how far away? You said it was 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4
off
days.
the other side of the hill.
Yep.
What kind of terrain are we talking? Is it
mountains?
What season are we in?
I believe we're in heading into summer.
Okay.
Okay, so you'd be heading south into the mountains.
Okay. Into mountainous terrain. Is that extra slow going or normal?
Extra slow going because there are no roads.
Okay. Alright.
You're having to hike and use your climbing and athletic skills. And you end up having to leave your horses behind.
Well, I don't have a horse, but I'm guessing the other guys. Yodri, would you? What can halflings keep up with other people's?
They can, just people may have to be a little bit slower.
Well, I could turn into a mountain animal and Yodri can ride me.
You could.
If that would mean that we keep pace with the dwarves.
Dwarves are also a bit slower.
Okay, so there's no point. Okay.
The dwarves and the halflings move about the same speed.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
Yeah, it's only when the elves cheat and start walking over the snow.
I'm not doing anything quite like that. I was just going to help you if you needed help, but it seems like it doesn't matter either way.
Okay, so you start heading up the mountainside. Luckily, one of the dwarves knows where they're going, and says, "This way. This is the best path across the mountain." He says.
Karoi begins to start fading into the terrain wherever possible.
It's quite easy to do so, especially considering the dwarves are not quiet.
Yeah, that's the idea. Let me know if at any point you need to make.
I believe that, considering the amount of noise, your stealth would be unchecked, because no one's going to be looking for the stealthy person amongst a group of noisy dwarves.
Yep.
Only once the dwarves are quiet will anyone even consider looking for someone else.
Okay.
So you get an automatic success on your stealth as you go up the mountain.
Yeah.
So, I gather, are there any signs of this raiding party or peoples as we walk along?
You're told you probably won't find any signs until after you get over the peak.
Oh, okay, sorry. I apologise if you were picking this up.
It's because the raiders came from the other side of the mountain in the Dwarven lands.
Okay.
So 2 days up the mountain with much food and singing.
Okay. I enjoy what storytelling is said at camp, and I do keep a watch though. Because as much noise and singing as these dwarves are happy to make, I'm a bit more wary, so I will keep watch at night. Are they setting a watch themselves?
They do set watches themselves.
Okay.
And they do manage to have some form of cohesion as they're moving. And surprisingly, that they are quite swift in the mountains.
Okay.
But then dwarves are known for their ability to traverse mountains terrain.
Do we notice anything unusual as we're travelling?
Yes, there's very little in the way of animals or creatures, considering you do sound like a marching army going up the mountainside.
Yeah, fair.
You, as a party, you rarely travel with this amount of noise.
Yeah. Is it fairly restful at night? Is there someone like doing tape or something?
I believe Sue might be doing some tape.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm just checking what I'm hearing. When we camp at night, and I talk with the plants and things like that, do they have anything to tell me about what's been happening in their area recently before all the noisy people arrived?
Sun, lots of sun.
Just, yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
They enjoy the sun.
Yeah, that's fine. If they'd said fire, lots of fire, that would have been concerning, or, you know, lots of wolves or something.
And when you get to the peaks of the mountains, I'll get each of you to have a perception roll and see what you notice.
Okay.
Cool. It's a skill that I'm good at.
Kuroi gets 11. He's far too invested in
Stealth.
stealthing.
Passive perception is 15. My roll for perception got 14, so is that okay? Do I get to go with my passive?
Passive is when you're not intentionally looking.
Oh, okay. So 14. Then.
So when someone's trying to sneak past you, they have to beat 15.
Okay. Yeah, well then, does that mean I don't see anything at 14?
No, at 14 it just means that that's the score you get to look around with.
Okay, well that's what I got.
And what did Imni and Gedry get?
I rolled a 15 and I've got +6, so 21.
So Imni's quite good at spotting things. What did
She's a
Yodri
ranger.
get?
I can see through time.
You're a
Whatever
natural
I'm
20.
taking is very. I can see everything. I rolled a natural 20, so that's a 27.
Okay. With your natural 20, you see something you didn't expect to see, what appears to be something shining metal to the southwest. Not in the
Shining-
direction... shining metal to the southwest. Not that you're expecting to go that way. But one of the far peaks has a big chunk of glinting metal on it.
Okay, can I get a better look through my spyglass?
Okay, you pull out your spyglass. Looking at it, it appears to be some sort of weird-shaped fortress sticking sideways out in the mountain.
So what type of fortress is in that direction?
The dwarves say, we don't go that way. Bad things happen if you go that way.
Might that be the cursed tower that was mentioned of the halflings in the tavern back in Row?
That's about a week's travel through the
Rohona.
mountains to get to.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Well,
So,
it's got some
different tower
metallic
yet again?
sparkling thing out there.
So it's a new thing. Says that there's a lot of strange creatures that come from that direction, and sometimes they take things back with them.
Okay.
So it was to the west of where we were?
Southwest.
Southwest, okay.
One of the larger peaks.
Might be something we'll end up coming back to later.
I'll give Yodri an insight roll.
Okay. Okay. That is a 14.
Okay, so Yodri, it does remind you of some of the gnomish designs. You're not sure if the gnomish designs are based on it or it's based on the gnomish designs.
Okay.
But at one stage you believe that building might have flown.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Is this anywhere near where the that gnome stated he crashed?
No, not even the gnomes go in that part anymore.
Okay. That is weird. I think that's something that will require further investigation.
Mm-hmm. And so, while you're concentrating on that, Imni's having a look around, and she can see the small town halfway down the mountain on their side, on the side you're looking, with smoke coming up out of it, as the destination that the dwarves are taking you to. The town of Khaz Durun.
Khaz Durun. Is that spelled with a K or a C?
Khaz Durun.
Yep.
And they do say that on the map you can only see the door at the night of the full moon.
Sorry, what's that?
You can only see the door through the light of the full moon.
The door of what?
The secret door. to the back of their fortress.
Oh, okay. There's a fortress down there.
Their village is a
Okay.
fortress.
Alright, sorry. I am slow on the uptake.
And the night of the full moon was a couple of days ago.
Okay, so will they be able to tell where the secret door is?
They're not sure, but they can try.
Okay.
You might have to go in through the front.
Oh,
So
I see.
So does it have to be the full moon, or just going to be actually moon?
Can you provide moon as if it's from the full moon, they ask? Are you that skilled?
I do have a moon blade. I'm not sure if that'll be classed as a full moon. I'm sure our bard here can do a full moon as well.
My
Did we not ask
apologies.
the
What were you
bar for
asking?
full moon?
For a moment.
Sorry, I missed a bit about the fortress.
The bard does not humiliate himself for the sake of the party.
And the dwarves appreciate the bard not casting shame on their dwarven architecture by mooning it.
Can ask the dwarves, like, how easily can we be seen from this point? Once we can see the fortress, can anyone in the fortress see us?
If they're using any of the spy glasses, yes.
How heavily wooded is in this area? Is it?
There's no wood. It's mountain peaks.
Sorry, I'm hearing a sound. I'm getting distracted.
You're on mountain peaks, so there are no.
I'm just sure I can hear a sound. I think it's the cat. I would love not to have mental health problems. Please go on.
Okay, so yes, you're up the top of a mountain looking down on the dwarven settlement, which is a fortress up the side of about half a day's travel down.
Yeah.
You can spend the rest of the day heading down and potentially get part of the full moon, even though the full moon actually goes for 3 days.
Okay.
But the brightest point has passed.
Okay, so there's a chance we might still be able to see it if we hurry on down, but if we hurry on down, we might lose all chance of stealth.
Mm-hmm. And if you wait until dark, then goblins, if they're in the fortress, might see you.
Okay.
Because they have excellent night vision.
I gather the dwarves might know the stealthiest path, for lack of a better word, or the best way to approach their fortress.
Normally they approach from the lower end and come up the mountain.
Okay.
This is the first time they've come this way.
Okay, alright, so this is going to be fun. I might have an ability to cloak or hide us.
Mm-hmm.
I might try and do that if I can figure out what that is amongst all my pages.
While you're figuring that out, we'll turn to the others. And what does the rest of the party choose to do to go down the mountainside to get to the dwarven fortress by the end of the night?
Karoy will follow the dwarves.
Yeah,
Oh.
we knew just follow the dwarves. They know their way down.
Was there anything other than goblins?
Well, the dwarves have just said they've never approached from this direction before.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're used to mountains. They're used to the terrain. It's what they live in. So they're natural
Anything
climates.
new, Karoy can probably do less painfully.
Well, if he could set up a some sort of air vehicle that he's seen the gnomes use, then you could probably get down to the fortress very quickly and silently. They have many.
Yeah.
They have many contraptions they use to drop from great heights, with making no sound at all.
Yeah, unfortunately I can no longer pilot those things.
Is it a sheer drop?
Parts of it are a sheer drop. Other parts of it are you can go through trails and animal trails and find your way down. But if you wanted to, you could almost do a sheer drop onto the tower, onto the fortress.
That is. Sorry. The question now is, can I actually do a sheer drop onto the tower?
Yes, you can. You can drop about probably about 400 or 500 feet down onto the tower.
But will he survive the landing?
Fantastic. Karoi fades into the shadows.
What's the crazy bard up to?
Okay, I'll just have to.
Don't have play sample candy.
Yeah, we've never got round to everything.
Actually,
yeah.
Karoi, how many members of the party do we have here at the moment?
You have 4 members of the party. Plus 15 dwarves.
Okay. Karoi calls out to the party very quietly to come over here.
I will attend.
Okay. You got at least one person's attention.
I guess he kind of fades out, it blends, no? Coalesces out of the shadows.
Are you saying your player's handbook's over here, Martin?
Yeah, the player's handbook is under the boxes, straight in front
Do
of you.
the rest of the party members attend?
Just down.
Yeah, I'm seeing what this crazy bard is up to.
Yeah, Imni will follow along.
They're all standing with you right by the edge.
Oh.
He's out to the dwarves. We will catch up. Please go on without us. Don't worry about us.
You see them start getting out their climbing gear and start doing almost a free climb down the cliff face.
Folks, let me just tell you one very important thing that I'm sure some of you are going to be very happy about. Some of you might not be that happy about.
I am waiting with bated breath.
I prepared Featherfall today.
Woo! Do I need that though? If I can change into a bird or something?
No, you don't.
You don't need
How
it.
many people can you do Featherfall for?
Up to 5.
Oh, well in that case I see no reason not to take advantage of this.
Yeah, me too.
How long does it last for?
Doesn't matter. I can cast it as soon as we get within range of the ground.
How many times have you done this before?
Enough that I'm very confident.
Is that where you if that's where you push him off and go, don't worry, I'll catch up?
Asshole!
That sounds like a you problem.
Okay, so does this mean does your character tell everyone to jump with you as you jump off the cliff?
No, we're going to wait till the doors get closer to the ground.
Yes, I'm happy to do that. I found spells.
So while the dwarves are busting their ass climbing, I guess we're having lunch.
Okay.
Do I need to prepare any spells?
Technically, yes, but we'll sort that out, hopefully.
Okay, yeah, we really need to do stuff after the funeral on Monday.
So yes, you have a wonderful lunch with some elven bread and wine. Considering sitting with you is Vandaleth, who you hadn't invited along, hadn't been with you, but when you sat down to have a meal, she just happened to be there.
Oh, okay. We couldn't detect her at all. Well, I rolled crap perception, so I'm not surprised.
She wasn't travelling with you.
Oh, okay. Alright, she just appeared. Okay, nice. What happened to Drazzle out of...
He stayed back as
Okay.
the person telling the others.
Okay, that was the attendant that, you didn't tell me was actually Drazzle. I see what you did there.
Well, he was attending.
I note her presence and ask her if she's staying just for lunch or if she's going to stay with us for the remainder of the time that we're here helping these dwarves.
Well, she thought she would see if you needed any of her spells, or she might just watch the show.
I would gratefully accept any help that she can give us. And in return for her help, would be happy to, after this, help her with her own things. I believe there was the halflings she was interested in helping, and the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was the tower specifically related to the halfling.
Yes. So I say, look, if you're happy to help us with this, I'll happily help you with the tower.
Okay, so she says she'll meet you down there then, as she finishes her meal and jumps off the cliff.
She has Featherfall too,
Actually, she doesn't.
doesn't she? Oh, okay.
Ish about that.
So Featherfall. Do we just all jump when David tells us to jump? Not David, sorry,
That's
Koroi.
what he said. That's what he said.
He just said to jump.
Well,
Did he?
I did not. I did not.
You didn't?
No.
You're watching this elf plummet down below.
What?
Really?
Yeah, well, it's 400 feet down.
Oh, okay, right.
Who jumped?
Vandaleth jumped.
Who's Van left?
The old sage
So when we were in the tavern,
traveler.
and we were talking to various people, she was in there and she had like a quest to help a halfling who had stolen a cursed ring, and the tower was cursed. And she was not originally coming with us, but as we stopped, the moment we sat down to eat, she appeared. And
I thought you were saying it was the cook.
No,
no. Vandaleth is an elf.
Yep, cool.
a very old elf.
A very, very old elf who's been travelling for, 600 years? She's a traveller.
Uh-huh. Alright, Kuroi watches her fall to her potential death. Once the dwarves reach the ground, Kuroi will act.
Okay, so the dwarves are about halfway as she seems to wave at them as she goes past.
Yep. She's doing a superhero landing.
Does she do a superhero landing?
And as she gets closer to the ground, you see her hair start to go everywhere as wind seems to be pushing up at her.
Oh.
What may Ghibli hell is going on here?
She's a air-type elf.
She's a goddamn Studio Ghibli character.
As you see her cloak and hair go everywhere as she seems to touch down with no real force at all.
Does she have a cloak of billowing?
Yes, she does.
Nice.
And you can sort of see her look up to you all the way up the top, and has that look of, why didn't you guys jump?
I propose that we join her? Are the elves, the dwarves are down there, aren't they?
Dwarves about halfway down.
Oh, okay. No, well, we're waiting for the dwarves to get further down, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't suppose there's any way we can talk to her.
Oh, yes, there is. But I have no desire to.
Would there be any wisdom in going down early and scouting the area?
No, I'd rather let the dwarves make even more of a distraction.
Fair enough.
I mean, you guys can go down if you want. Good luck.
No, it's a fair point.
How far down do you estimate it is, Martin?
About 400 feet.
Oh, okay.
And takes about another hour for the dwarves to get to the bottom.
Yeah. In that case, friends, I have a question.
What would
Would
that
you
be?
like to do it the fun way or the boring way?
Can we get more information about fun versus boring?
No.
Which case boring.
Well, either way, you won't die. And
Okay.
one's quicker than the other.
I will happily venture the fun way then.
Fantastic. Okay, friends. Martin, I'm assuming the dwarves have eventually got to the ground.
Yep.
All right, friends. Link hands. Make sure you don't let go. If you do, well, it won't end well.
I take Koroi's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, we take the hands. If this kills me, I'm going to kill you.
Nice.
Good luck. It'll
Good
only
luck.
kill you and not me. Again, don't let go. Also, jump.
Upon being told to jump, I jump.
How about our halfling and Yodri and Imni? Do they both jump as well?
Well, we've got our arms. We're all holding our hands, so I'm not going to be able to hold all of them. So I'll have to jump.
With your strength, there's a possibility you could hold all of them.
But if Imni's also jumping, probably not.
I'm assuming Imni does jump as Sue is on mute.
Yep.
Oh, that might
All
be
right,
because of the building.
So we jump and we fall and fall and fall 370 feet 330 feet to be precise, we fall. And then just before you think we're all going to die, Belath utters a brief word and releases a small feather.
Okay, so does that mean you all hit the ground because Balas on the alternate Friday game?
Koroi?
Karoi. Well, Belath doesn't even have featherfall, so that really, we all die. Karoi utters a brief word and releases a very small feather.
Okay, so yes, you all manage to slow down and gently touch the ground.
Yay!
This it was the fun way.
It was. I agree.
And you see 15 dwarves carefully touching up the back wall of the fortress, trying to find the secret door.
I can't use. Oh no, it won't work against dwarven things, will it?
What's that?
I've got a few spells here that allow me to find things. Or, you know, to speak with animals and things like that. So, you know, potentially insects and things like that. But I don't think any of them will actually help me find a secret door. I'm just going through them all here. Yeah, they're things like fine traps, so I don't think they apply here.
Yeah, Karoi starts searching the walls for a secret door.
Okay, I will give you each an investigation roll.
Did someone just make a
Investigation.
happy sound?
Yep, that was Yodri, because investigation's not his best skill.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh!
if I pull out,
You know, I thought I rolled a d20 before. I rolled a d12.
That would be why I didn't roll so high.
So that's an 18. And investigation, did you say?
Yes,
What does that come under again?
intelligence.
So +1 unless I've got a specific skill?
That's correct.
So that's 19 because I can't find a specific skill. It's not survival. I'm guessing.
17.
Okay, what about Yodri and Imni?
Okay, I'm going to go. Basically, think this is more needs moonlight, so I am actually drawing out my sword and seeing if that actually causes like a fluorescence. You know how some magic may activate with other magic.
Yeah. Though you do realise that pulling your sword out not long after midday is not going to light up the sword. It only lights up in darkness.
What about if I shade it with a cloak? Or actually, it has to be
What
that
if I
time of
cast
night.
Moonbeam?
You want to cast Moonbeam?
Would that work? I'm just
Quite
curious.
possibly.
Let's
Is
find out.
Moonbeam an attack, or is it actually just a light?
I'm just quickly looking it up because unfortunately
He
not
goes
enough.
blasting a hole through the wall. Yep, there's your secret door.
I'm just quickly looking it up. I'm pretty sure these are in alphabetic order. Is that right?
They should be, except for occasional stuff-ups.
Sorry, I'm going old school using a player's handbook. So.
Ew, gross.
So it doesn't actually do damage, unless, of course, you're a lycanthrope.
Well, I was just going to see whether or not that would be enough to find the secret exit.
It does do radiant damage, but as long as you're not standing in the area you're doing it on, you should be fine.
The question is will that 5-foot radius be enough to show them where the secret entrance is?
Well,
There's only one way to find out.
they roughly know where it is.
Well, will it show them how to get in, like the doorknob or whatever it is they need?
It should.
The only thing I could, if you're maybe skilled in Arcana,
I think
my
I might.
idea might actually work, because I have no idea. It's actually moonlight is actually what causes it to like it might react, whatever the runes or whatever the secret thing might actually react to moonlight.
So that
What was the deal? What were you looking for with Arcana?
Well, that's
Trying to
that's the
figure out if
magical
Moonbeam would have the same properties of Moonlight.
was
Well, being as I'm a bard, I'll take a roll at that to have a rough guess.
Yep, you can do that. Have a bardic lore check.
What bardic lore? I wasn't even thinking about bardic lore. It was I just get some bonuses on every skill check that I'm not trained in. What would you want from bardic lore, Martin?
Let's just make it an intelligence check with advantage and proficiency.
Okay, so it is meant as a weapon, but it does create moonlight.
And you can move it.
That's true.
Yeah, just don't move it over any dwarves.
And I can cast it
not
at a
quite
higher
double
level.
20, but it's not terrible.
What did you get?
Well, I rolled a natural 20 and a 17.
Okay, so from what you know is elves, dwarves, and other creatures, other races who use runes have been known to use moonlight as one of their components to activate various things they use. And Moonbeam does count as moonlight for those purposes for those who can cast it.
You know, I once met an ancient magician. He was proficient in all sorts of racial magic.
You don't
Wait a minute.
say! Please, keep going.
I met at a tavern one day, and it was a wonderful night. He even bought me drinks. I shared him a few stories, and
What a
he was
nice
telling
fellow.
me some of his work. He was telling me some of his work on racial magics, and he even spoke about goblin magic, orcish magic, but the thing that he was most interested in was the similarities between dwarven and elvish magic. And they all frequently use moonlight
They do.
as a tool. Yes. And he was saying that one of the very strange things that they can do, and obviously, especially in the construction, when you're making something like this, it's very hard to only build in the moonlight. They use Moonbeam, or whatever that silly spell is.
Are you alluding to the fact that my Moonbeam spell might actually light up these runes?
Well, if you'd let me finish the story as I am a bard, I will get there shortly.
I am a young elf. I am prone to be enthusiastic about everything I undertake and jump the gun. But I'm going to sit quiet now and listen to you finish your story.
Fantastic, because you've just ruined the pinnacle of the story. In the construction of said story, the construction of said story. I'm the one who constructs the story. In the construction of said magical doors, artifacts, and the use of moonlight, they would use Moonbeam to replicate the moonlight so as to check their work. So if you do have Moonbeam, as you were saying, that would reveal what we need revealed, if it is something that is actually revealed by moonlight.
It should do, and I'm glad to have your confirmation of this. I cast Moonbeam.
Okay, so after casting Moonbeam and trailing along the wall, roughly in the area where they think it is, after about 3 rounds, you manage to find an area where the runes light up.
Were there any lichen on this wall?
There was no moss and stuff, and there were no shape changes either.
So basically, you don't see an area of clean wall.
So we do eventually find it.
You do eventually find it.
I thank Karoy for his inspiring story. Do we get in?
Once you stop the spell, the dwarves are able to activate the door because they didn't want to get burnt on the way in.
Yep. Do I need to roll for this spell?
No. Most spells require other people to roll not to be damaged by them.
Would they actually, considering they're not lycanthroping, be damaged by it?
Anyone can be damaged by it.
Okay.
So whenever a creature enters there for the first time or starts its turn in there, they're engulfed in ghostly flames.
I see. Yeah, alright. So
Yeah,
that can
so if you just
happen to
happen to,
anyone, friend or foe. Okay.
Yeah. So if you happen to wander that over a animal or a mimic or something like that, you'll definitely have seen it.
Yes, well, I promise not to actually do that to a poor animal.
Or at least a puff of smoke.
Or a puff of... well, yes. Did you want one of these or a bit of the square things?
Maybe a bit of one of the square things. The white one, if you can find it.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you managed to make yourself into the keep. You find yourself in what appears to be the armory, with lots of square shields, axes, picks, war shovels, and a couple of repeating crossbows.
Ooh. Repeating crossbow.
You do see that the crossbow is designed for is considered a large weapon, and unfortunately you're too small to pick it up and use it even with your strength.
No, but if we mount it on something, like I mount it on a wheelbarrow and somebody pushes it.
Minute there, I thought you were going to say if I mount it on another player.
No. Either that or make a harness and the druid goes into a bear and I just go around. We need gnomes.
Remembering's doing big things. There's no cats meowing right now, right? Okay. I hate it when it does that.
So, you do find yourself in the armory, and through the slightly open door, you can hear the sounds of goblins singing.
Oh, cool. That must be a horrendous noise then.
It is. It basically it is a sort of sound that makes paint fall off walls.
Actually, how many repeating crossbows are there?
There are 3.
Are they too big for your tree?
They are.
No. But we can use them to make a sentry gun as such. Like if you had them all built lined up, and you just had some string or something like that, and just pull it, but just fire in that direction.
How long would that take to do though?
Not too long if you had all the gear to make it.
Unfortunately, I'm not a tinkerer though, so I don't think I've got the skill. What kind of skill would you need for that?
No.
Oh, right,
Engineering
okay.
sort of skill, and you also do have 15 dwarves here as well.
Okay.
Yeah, did
Well,
the dwarves like my idea
I
of
was
that?
going to say, perhaps...
They suggest it might be easier to actually carry and use.
Yeah.
Well, okay, in that case, you'll be doing that.
I've
Since they're
got...
not designed for halflings. Even though I can lift them without any trouble.
I've got a crossbow already, so I don't need one.
What I'm after is the elven version of this, which is a repeating crossbow pistol.
This singing that we can hear, can the dwarves tell us where that's coming from?
Seems to be echoing through the hallways. They're thinking they're probably in the main eating hall.
Well, that's probably would make sense, wouldn't it?
So how do these... Oh, sorry.
Because that would be other than your main hall, is basically the largest area for carousement and things like that.
It is. The only other places they do have that's fairly large is the stables and the courtyard at the front of the mining keep.
So in terms of strategy, what strategy are the dwarves thinking of for routing these guys out of this fortress?
Shoot whatever moves.
Is everyone else good with this strategy, or should we work our way from the middle out, or the outside in, or...
Bandleth offers to...
you seem to be making a mistake.
Bandleth says she can send a wall of fire through the hallway.
Can I do that too?
Possibly.
Well, you could probably send a moonbeam through the hallway.
The less dwarves there are at the end, then the better share of loot there is.
Exactly.
Okay, while you're discussing what you're going to do, I'm just going to...
So I can... We can... how often can you cast Wall of Fire? Because myself and Vandleth could probably do that to clear the way in front of us, and then you guys can go off to the side and get people in the separate rooms.
I don't want to do that.
So if we do Wall of Fire down the corridor, you guys could then go off into rooms and kill all the people in the rooms. No?
No, I'm just here to assassinate the leader.
He's basically going a sneaky backstab.
Well, I don't mind if you do that.
That's not what I do.
What, you're going to try to challenge him to a duel?
No, that would be one of my other characters. Don't be ridiculous.
What, you're going to serenade them to death?
No, I'm going to nuke one of them.
Nuke?
Yes, it's something that you'll find out later on. Advanced physics and all of that sort of thing. Splitting the atoms and enriching uranium. It might not make sense to you. I once spoke to a scientist. I'm not sure what a scientist is, but he was creating these theories about exotic materials and the explosive force that they can have. Anyway, it's a saying. I'm not actually going to enrich any crazy stuff, but I'm going to deal a hell of a lot of damage to one particular character, one particular person, and they're going to hate it at the same time.
Yeah. Sounds like you're going to summon a fire elemental on his position.
No, nothing so crass. I do my own work, thank you.
I'm guessing you prefer to do this on your own.
No, I actually would rather some meat shields in between me and the person.
Some what? Meat shields?
Sorry, allies.
I see.
Basically, he wants the dwarves in front.
I mean, they are very easy to shoot over.
How How often can you cast Wall of Fire? It doesn't-
Generally up around 2 times, just maybe 3 times depending on your level.
So I suggested Vandalith that she and I stealth our way through to the main hall, and then the 2 of us can cast Wall of Fire and get rid of as many as we can. In the meantime, Koroy can go and find the leader, wherever the
You mean
leader is,
Karate?
and stealth kill them.
Oh no, what is with this stealth stuff? I'm just going to hide behind the dwarves and do what they do, and then obviously the leader of the goblins is going to come out and do some fee-fi-foom nonsense. Fee-fi-foom nonsense, sorry. And then I'm just going to end his soul.
Well, this all sounds fantastic. I kind of wouldn't mind the dwarves to live through this. So I suggested to Nithy. I suggest to Nithy that if she can lead me and Vandalith towards the main hall, once we get there, we will use Wall of Fire to clear that main hall, and then after that Wall of Fire is cleared, her dwarves and her can clear out what's left, and we will assist.
Okay.
Is that acceptable to Nithy?
She can't think of a better way to clear out the contamination of the goblins.
Which case, that's what we'll do. We'll get her to lead us there, and then if we can cast it twice between us, I guess we try at least once between us to see what will happen, and go from there. Because the Wall of Fire is 60 foot long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Or it can be a ringed wall of up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. When we get to the room, what do we see?
So when you get to the room, you see what appears to be about 20 odd goblins carousing at dwarven tables. So basically it looks like children at tables, because the goblins are all small.
So I suggest to Vandalith that if she goes down the table, while they all scatter and run, I'll do one side of the wall, and then after that, if she goes down the middle again, I'll do the other side, depending on what's left.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yes, David?
How tall are goblins compared to me? What's the height difference?
So goblins are between 2 and 5 feet tall. So they're big, tall, gangly ones are 5 feet, but on average they're about 4 feet.
I have a question.
Sorry, I'd say on average they're about 3 feet tall.
My question is does it have to be like that, or can we send it like that so it goes the first foot of the ground? So it's 1 foot thick, right? So technically they're like 60 feet long, and then they're like 20 feet high and 1 foot thick. But can we set it like it goes across the floor 1 foot high? It gets everything that's touching the floor up to 1 foot.
I'd have to look at it, sorry.
That's okay.
You're
So,
sort of describing...
Pretend this is the fire, okay?
I gotta read the spell I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. It does say 20 feet high. My question is can I turn it on its side so I can get all the people touching the floor?
You just want to make the floor...
So instead of it being like that, it being like that.
Normally no.
Okay.
Because for spells like that, they have fireball.
Okay, alright. I don't know that I've got fireball.
Martin.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, David.
He casts a spell and then fades into the shadows after casting the spell. If any of you are watching me cast a spell, he looks very odd and shorter and green, just as he faded away.
There's been a goblin with us all along!
Something tells me that he's shapeshifted.
Okay, Van Leth points her staff at the all the goblins together, and she yells out "Fireball!" as she sends a bolt of flame from her staff at the goblins. Hopefully, Roy didn't rush into the group of goblins.
We were very open about what we were planning on doing.
And if you put your wall of fire up between you and them, you can
Yep.
stop the goblins from rushing you while their dwarves can shoot them full of arrows.
Okay, I'll do that.
So, a big wall of fire goes between cutting the goblins off in the hall with no exits. Because it's a sort of U-shaped hall. Because, well...
A vague shadow starts following the dwarves.
And then a big ball of fire goes off amongst them, sending goblins and charred goblins all over the place.
Meat's back on the menu?
Boys.
We're in the food hall.
I think the orc chef would be proud.
Yes. We shall have to bring her back some.
A stealth check of 16 as Karoi starts sneaking in behind the dwarves.
Okay, you are nice and stealthy behind the dwarves. As you see the dwarves using their repeating crossbows to hit any of the goblins they can see. As you're stealth behind the dwarves, I will give you a perception roll.
Sure, 2 seconds.
15.
15. So, coming up from the outside, you can see what appears to be wargs of unusual size.
Did you say dwarves of unusual size?
Wargs.
W-O-R-G.
Yeah, gotcha. Karoi is going to look for a leader amongst them.
There is one that is fairly scarred with red fur, and sitting on top of this large warg is the ugliest goblin you've ever seen.
Karoi resists telling a story about some goblins that he once read of.
Aww.
Yeah, it's going to sound weird when a stealthy goblin-looking thing starts telling a story about some goblins he once saw.
I'll note it for later.
Cool. Karoi's going to make his way into the chamber and start hanging around, or at least maybe staying away from any sort of wall of fire or potential danger zone from AoEs.
Yep.
And start hiding in a corner somewhere.
He doesn't tell anyone about the wargs approaching?
No.
Okay.
Can any of
There's
us
nothing
see
you
them?
do. Oh, actually, wait. Yes. Sorry, I have a spell for that. Apologies, I just wasn't willing to show up as a goblin behind a whole bunch of dwarves.
There's a good reason for that.
Yep. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds, just
Okay.
researching the spell. Fantastic, that is exactly what I was after. Karoi thinks for a moment, looks at the party, thinks for some more, thinks some more, and wonders which of the party members is the smartest. Reconsiders, and then looks to the barbarian and casts a spell. Hang on, let's have a look. Yeah. Pulls out a short piece of fine copper wire, points it at the barbarian, and very quietly casts a spell.
So the ranger, the druid, or the rogue?
My apologies, the ranger.
Okay.
The ranger with the barbarian dog.
Yeah.
Inside your head, you hear there are massive wargs with horrible-looking riders coming towards the dwarves. off to the right.
Right, will do.
And
They will kill us all. No, sorry.
It's just you're the only one now aware of that.
So what does Imni do? She knows what Camdu would do.
Yeah, she'd ride out to meet them.
Also, potentially tell the rest of the party and all the dwarves.
Yeah, well, she'd do that first, but Camdu would have ridden out to meet them without telling anyone anything.
But you're not
No,
Camdu.
No, I would say Imni will tell everyone what's. We'll relay that to everyone else, and ask everyone what they want to do.
Congratulations, you are Karoi's most favourite party member.
Oh, cool.
Well, you actually did what he needed you to do.
Oh, okay.
Even before that.
So, what does Yodri want to do? Who's currently on mute?
I'll ready my short bow because I'll do extra damage with this instead of bloody chill touch.
Okay, you've been told about the wargs coming up behind.
How tall
Yeah.
is the...
So I'll get ready for them.
Ceiling.
I'll hide and get ready.
The meeting hall would be about 15 feet tall.
Okay, nowhere near as tall enough for that. Okay, I have spells. I will attempt to use spells. I'm happy for other people to go first while I try and figure out which spells.
Okay, so Yodri, apparently you and Imni are up first.
Okay. Well, how far away are they still?
They seem to be trying to do a stealthy approach, and they're about 30 feet away at the moment.
Oh, so they're close.
They are.
And how many?
You can see 6 of them.
6.
6 wargs with riders.
Well, we got to do something about this. Well, I've got my longbow. I'll have that ready and I'll aim at one.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Okay.
And Yodri can have an attack roll as well.
Okay.
Attack. Longbow. Is that what my plus whatever to the longbow is?
That should be correct, yes.
Is this going to be a surprise attack or?
Woo, cool.
It can be a surprise
I rolled
attack
19.
because they don't realise they've been spotted yet.
Okay, cool.
Not a 20. I rolled a 19 plus 7. 26.
Very good hit.
And I got a 20 all up.
Also a good hit.
Damage. 1d8 plus 2.
Okay. I do a total of 19 damage.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's because it's strike. We're using my
Sneak attack.
sneak attack.
Oh, okay. Now, because I did 1d8 plus 2, which is 6 plus 2, I did 8 damage.
Well, between the two of you, you managed to take down one of the wargs coming towards you.
Cool. But now they know, we know they're there.
Now they know.
One less.
So I will get you to do initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a surprise round off it in attack.
Oh, I rolled a 20.
Cool. I got a 17 all up.
22 all up.
So Ariadna, what's your initiative?
I'm doing initiative. Is that plus anything?
It is plus your dexterity modifier, unless you've got something else.
I'm pretty sure. So dexterity, you said? That
Yep.
makes 15. Oh, apparently. Oh, it says here initiative plus 6.
Then you get plus 6.
Okay, so that's 13 plus 6, so 19.
19. And what did David get for his initiative?
12.
Okay, so that means that Imni is up first.
Cool. Okay, I am going to aim at the next closest one.
Yep.
You're not going to believe this.
Natural 20.
Another 20.
That is pretty good. There are days you roll it and days you don't.
I rolled 20 on my phone. It never usually rolls so well. Okay. So 1d8. Do I roll 2? What happens?
Well,
if I get an
when you get a natural 20, double the result, and other things may happen.
Okay. 1d8.
Yep,
Bards are spontaneous starters, aren't they?
they are, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, so it's 5 plus 2 is 7.
So you do
does that
14 damage.
14. Okay, cool.
Okay, you manage to shoot another warg right in the eye, and it goes down.
Yay! I've never done that before. I've never ever rolled 2 20s. What, speak of in a row?
Nice.
Wow.
Now we're up to Thala, and Thala had a question.
Can I, so there's a fire shield, I'm not sure how that works.
Mm-hmm.
It says components of VSM, a bit of phosphorus or a firefly.
Mm-hmm.
And that can provide me with a warm shield or a chilled shield. And it grants me resistance to cold damage or resistance to fire damage.
Yep.
I was wondering if I can cast that, since it doesn't require concentration, but it does last 10 minutes. And then, obviously, on my next action, use a flame blade, which is a spell that does require concentration.
Yes, you can.
I can do that.
Yep. So you spend this round lighting yourself on fire.
Yes.
You're on fire.
Well, I'd like to say I'm wreathed in fire, and I look very ethereal and frightening, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And Yodri, you're up.
How far away are the wargs?
Well, they're now about 40 feet away, having had the first 2 of them killed.
So, I'm just saying, will they actually be on us now or next round?
They can still be on you now,
Okay.
because they can charge.
Okay, so I'm going to do a delay. I'm going to stand in front of the ranger. So basically I'm going to intercept any wargs and that gets near me. So as soon as one gets near me, I am going to do booming blade on them.
Yep. So you prepare booming blade for a warg that closes within range.
Yeah, so as soon as one gets within range, I'm going to attack it.
Okay, as you prepare for it, a warg leaps forward and gets to within range.
Okay. Now let's see if I can hit it. Since there's since it's just me in it. Okay. That's a 17 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. Okay, so I'll get my swashbuckling attack on that. Okay, so that's 19 plus a d8. Roll. Okay, so I did what was it? 3 force damage. What was it? Booming blades force. I think it's force. No, thunder. So 3 thunder and 19. Whatever the rapier is. I think it's piercing, isn't it?
Did you do the upgraded booming blade or just the base booming blade?
It's the standard, but as soon as it moves, it takes 2d8. So if it continues on after me or whatever, it takes additional damage.
Okay. So yes, you hit it for some damage. And it basically came trying to eat you.
So the warg is trying to eat him?
Yeah, the warg is trying to eat him. And gets an armor class of 14.
Okay, it missed.
And then the rider tries to stab you with a spear. Getting an armor class of 7.
The warg must have moved.
Too much fur in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're too small a target. And then it tries to bound away, and as it bounds away, there's this popping sound as bits of warg go everywhere.
Is that because of the
Thunder.
thunder?
The extra damage it does upon moving.
Okay, alright. That your dream.
Because most wargs jump in, attack, jump away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I attacked the warg, not the rider.
Yeah.
The warg's more dangerous than the rider.
Yes.
Then the
Wargs are nasty.
larger of the wargs goes for Imni. Getting an armor class of 17.
Oh yeah, I've got an armor class of 16.
So this big warg comes in and bites Imni. Dealing 15 points of damage.
Ow. Okay.
And then tries to throw Imni against the wall. Imni gets to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength saving throws. Strength plus.
Holy crap, I've got a good plan that's going to be hilarious if it works.
We shall see.
6, let's see. I rolled a 9 and I get plus 6, so that's 15.
Okay, so the warg throws you in the air and you land feet against the wall and drop down without taking any damage.
Oh, cool.
Koray is now up.
Alright.
Koray, Kuru.
Okay. Karoi would like to see if there is a leader, if there looks like there is a leader amongst the footman goblin.
There is. He has what appears to be a jester's hat on.
Okay, Karoi is going to sneak past the dwarves, reveal himself amongst the goblins, and if anybody is actually watching him, you see a goblin sort of fade out of the shadows. And he will cast a spell on the leader. It is a beneficial spell.
Yep.
So he will cast tongues on the leader, which will allow the leader to understand him and will allow him to understand the leader.
You get the spell off, no problems.
Fantastic. Now, using a deception check, Karoi attempts. So that's 1, 2, yep, one last action. Karoi attempts to deceive the leader goblin by saying, "The boss just told me those boys on the wargs, they're gonna kill us and eat us all. Don't worry about the others. The wargs are the problem. They're big and scary and they're gonna eat us all. They ran out of food 2 days ago and they're gonna eat us. Or we're just food to them. You know the old saying they do. Meat's back on the menu, boys."
Okay, give me a deception roll with advantage.
Oh, sure. Yes. Not a 20. But do screenshot the 1 and the 19 I just rolled. That makes it a 26 on deception.
Okay, so one of the goblin with the gestures hat says, "Like I've been telling you, boys, let's get rid of them wargs before they get us."
Cool.
So apparently he's been preaching this for quite a while. As you see, most of them start throwing oil through the flames at the warg.
Wait a sec. Aren't we between them and the wargs?
Yep.
I think the druid preempted this.
So you see flaming bombs come through the flame, landing amongst the wargs and the dwarves. Imni's now up. And Imni's out of the way.
Oh.
Imni got thrown against the wall, but landed against the wall with her feet and dropped down without taking any damage. What would Imni like to do?
No.
What would I like to do?
Well, you could shoot the large warg.
Yep, I'll do that. Okay. Uh, 11 plus 7, 18. Does that hit?
That is a hit.
Okay, and damage. 8. Oh, that's top damage. 8 plus 2, 10 damage.
Okay, you get this arrow embedded in the side of the warg as you see his fur start to catch alight from the flaming bombs around him.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Then Thala is now up.
The phase step is a bonus action, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Do I use that at the end of my action?
You can use it at the start or in the middle.
Okay. And it depends on what season I am. Depending on whether or not I've recorded it. The last recorded season I had was winter. This is the last one I can find.
You could have changed it while on the mountainside.
To summer.
Yes, because you changed it at a long rest.
Okay, yeah. I'll better write that down if I'm going to do that though. So, I don't know if it's possible, so I'm prepared for the answer no. But my thought was to phase step into some of the wargs, use my phase step summer capacity, which means that each creature of my choice within 5 feet of me takes 5 damage equal to my charisma modifier, and then use my flame sword to strike at anyone else.
Okay.
Is that possible?
That's possible.
Okay, so I do that. You see the druid wreathed in fire, find a position in amongst the most dangerous of the wargs, suddenly disappears in a wisp of flame and reappears, and then
You attack with the sword.
I attack with my a flaming sword now appears, and it looks like a scimitar, and almost like a dancer, I move through them with my fiery blade.
Okay.
Now which ones do I roll?
A d20.
So I roll a d20 to see how that goes. We don't have a reroll, do we?
No.
That does not look cool at all. Do I just like dissipate?
What did you get?
1.
You got a 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so jumping through, you come out just in time to cop a goblin bomb to the face.
Okay. Kapoof!
Which means you get to make a concentration check to see if you lose your flaming blade.
That might do. I hope I'm rolling a d20. I think I am. Yep.
Look, I never said it was a good plan, but it was definitely a plan.
Yeah, you know. I am not a member of the A team here. 7.
7 total?
Plus, sorry, did you say it's a...
you'd be adding your spell attack bonus to the roll.
Sorry, there are a lot of attack bonuses here. Which one am I looking at?
So it should be at least a 3, probably about 7, +7 or +8.
Can you put a pen mark where that is on there?
I don't think it's on that page.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
The other 2 pages I have. We don't have a complete set for me though.
Spellcasting.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking on the wrong page entirely.
It hasn't been added on there yet.
Ah, there you go.
One of those nice things to know that we've actually put down there. So it's 8 plus proficiency plus ability. So your proficiency is 4, your ability is 2.
And I rolled a 7.
So that'll be a 13. You rolled. So your flame blade will wink out with the with the bomb as you go for this mighty swing and realize you've got no blade to swing with.
Okay.
But it looked impressive.
For like 2 seconds.
As you light up all the wargs around you who all turn to look at you.
Okay. Do they get anything, or do I fail
Well,
at that as
you
well?
did the damage with the charisma when you came through.
Oh, okay. Alright. So,
And as saying the reason you messed up with the sword attack was you got hit by a bomb.
oh, okay. Alright, yeah. So,
And then the bomb goes off and gets all the wargs.
well, hopefully, but maybe I'll get damaged as well.
Okay,
But
so
you've got your fire shield up.
That's true.
So then that brings us to Yodri, who sees the amazing disappear, reappear elf and the disappearing scimitar.
Yep. How close to the fire am I?
The fire's all around you, so you're very close to the fire.
I'm going to retreat out of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Disengage, I should say, out of the fire.
Yep.
Possible.
You spend an action to disengage.
Would I have picked a place right next to him then, or?
You said you landed amongst the wargs.
Yeah,
Yes.
He
you're
was in
advancing.
front, you were amongst them.
So he's right in amongst them as well.
No, he was at the front of them,
Right.
and you jumped amongst them.
So, oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So,
Currently, I'm getting in the area of fire.
I'm
Or soon
sorry.
to be fire. That's all right. Can I then also use chill touch on them?
Can you do that
Yes, sir.
as a bonus action?
He's making you spend an action to get out of the
No, no.
fire.
The
I
withdrawal
can
action
I can
is an
disengage
no,
as
no, I
opposed.
didn't mean it.
No, I can disengage as a bonus action.
Okay.
Because I'm on the road.
In that case, then you can.
I didn't mean
Yeah.
like you were forcing him on my brain wording.
It's the action type he chose. Normally is a action, not a bonus action.
I understood that. I just didn't mean to say making as in forcing. I meant like.
It's okay. So yes, you can do your chill touch then.
Okay. Let's see. Till touch. Okay, 19. Cool. Actually, no, that was the wrong one. That was the short bow. What was it? Okay, that's an 18 then.
Still a hit.
Yep. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Okay, you hit the warg leader with quite a bit of chill touch. I believe chill touch is negative energy, isn't it?
It's necrotic damage.
So you watch a lot of his fur fall out from your attack.
Yeah.
And he turns and lunges at you. You see the jaws come all around you and stop inches from you, as you apparently are standing too close for the wall for him to get his mouth around you. And he seems to try to bite multiple times, and his teeth just can't close around you because there's no space for him to do so against the wall.
Okay, cool.
He rolled a natural 1.
Well, at least we're not the only ones rolling ones.
Okay, another one tries to attack Thala.
What do I roll?
You don't roll, it rolls.
Oh, I mean, like, do I save myself?
I believe you have the fire shield,
yes.
which will then affect someone who attacks you.
It does.
So it does successfully bite Thala, dealing 20 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Where is my damage? There it is. Okay, so 20, you said?
Yep. I'll quickly look up fire shield.
It says here the attacker takes 2d8 fire damage.
Nice.
Okay, so roll 2d8.
Or 1d8 twice. That's
Or 1d8 twice.
d8?
That's a d10.
Good thing I asked you. Where's the d8? There's a d8.
That's a d8.
6 and 7.
Okay, so as it gets hit by the flame, you find it sort of collapses around you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess it's not a bad thing.
Well, they had been hit by various things while trying to attack you. And that brings us back to Koroi.
How many wargs are we down?
You have taken half the wargs down.
Wow. 3 wargs left.
And the goblins around you are continually throwing stuff at the dwarves and wargs.
Cool. I'm okay with that.
Sometimes even each other.
I'm also okay with that. That just means they're splitting their fire. Alright, so can Koroi see the big bad guy on the wall?
You can see the big bad guy on the warg, and the warg with its teeth hitting the walls around Yodri, and Yodri just being inches away from its teeth.
Right, just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm a bit behind. I should have looked at this beforehand. Sorry, just give me a moment. I'm just gonna read this spell.
I'm guessing there's been a druid's fortress. There's not a lot of plant life in here.
Being a dwarven fortress, not a lot of plant life, no.
Okay.
Not in this area where the goblins have all been
Yeah,
through.
no, that's fair enough.
So what are you doing, David?
One of the goblins within the group of other goblins begins casts a spell. He starts glowing with dark purple energetic power as he then points to the leader of the goblins on the warg. And the leader on the warg starts blinking and starts seeing images here and there. So if you could get him to take a wisdom save, please, with a DC of 15.
He fails.
Excellent. Well, in good news, the leader of the wargs is now frightened, and at the end of each of his turns, he must make another wisdom save or take some damage.
That is fair. Does he take damage now?
Okay. No. He will draw his bow and shoot the warg that is trying to eat. Is it trying to eat Ariadna?
There's one trying to eat Thala, and the one trying to eat Thala burnt itself to death, and there's one trying to eat Yodri.
Okay, the one that's trying to eat Yodri, he will shoot. So this goblin mage starts attacking the other goblins. Sorry, goblins? Yeah, goblins. This very tall goblin mage starts shooting a light crossbow at a light crossbow. That's not right. At the one of the wargs. Sorry, let me just add the correct weapon because it's not supposed to be a crossbow.
A happy bow instead.
Oh, just a regular bow would be nice. Apologies, guys. Sure. There we go. Okay. That's good. Alrighty. He will shoot. Where's my dice roll? Hey, doing something. Whatever. No, I still don't want to roll a d100. 13 plus 6, 19 to hit.
You hit.
Alright. And a d8. 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay, you see your bolt dig in, or your arrow dig in deep, and the warg just stop and turn and look right at you.
Roll.
And then beside you, the other goblins seem to line up next to you and all fire themselves.
Oh shit! Does that mean all the goblins are throwing the fireballs at that particular walk?
Yep.
Sorry, what's happening?
Sorry. On rules here. Do I get a second attack if I've got that third action?
You don't get multiple actions in D&D. You get one action, and if you have the ability to attack twice with the one action, you get 2 attacks.
And so it's confusing.
And no penalty. Pathfinder. But the benefit is you don't get a penalty on your second attack.
Yeah.
Would you like your second attack?
Do I get a second attack?
I'm not sure. You normally get it at a certain level.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So in which case then the goblins all line up beside you and start tossing their bombs. As you see flaming bombs strike all around the warg.
You're throwing your own bombs at the wall.
Yeah, because they've got the goblin who yelled out the wargs are going to kill them.
Oh, okay, yep.
And one of their leaders had been preaching how the wargs are there to kill them. So he just happened to line it up perfectly for them.
Nice.
And then he started attacking it looking like them. So they've all,
So they're following suit.
Yeah, they're very good sheep, goblins. They will follow what the best among them do. So, Yodri's watching the warg get hit by numerous bombs, as it seems to be providing full cover for him from the bombs.
Okay, well that's good.
Not intentionally, just by accident. Imni is now up. What would Imni like to do?
Well, are there any near Imni?
No one adjacent, but you can hit the lead warg if you wish to.
Okay, I'll try for that. Um, 12 plus 7 is 19.
That's a hit.
And D8. 3 plus 2, 5 damage.
Okay, so with that last bit of damage, you see the giant warg collapse against the wall next to Yodri.
Oh, yay!
He's been hit by many bombs, many arrows, and finally you just got him that last bit as it goes down.
That was the last little bit. Oh, cool.
And then Thala, there is one warg still standing.
With my flame blade having disappeared, can I reconjure that at all?
You can reconjure that, yes.
Can I reconjure that and hit the last wall?
You can, yes.
Do I roll a d20?
You roll a d20 to attack.
And apparently I'm really bad at this flame stuff and I should never try it.
Another one.
2.
A 2. Well, at least it's an 8 this time instead of a fumble.
Yeah. So yeah, a 2. Do I add anything to that?
Yes, you add 8 to the roll.
8. Okay, so that's 10. Is that right?
Yeah, 10, yes.
Yeah.
So yes, you swing and it just grazes the warg.
Okay. Does it come next to me and get burnt by my flame shield?
It might if it attacks you.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Then it is Yodri's go. You see one warg standing.
I think I'm going to have to give up on the flame stuff.
Okay.
Practice. This is your practice.
So, was there a rider on this walk?
Yes, he's currently looking like he's drooling in terror.
Okay. Since he's the one I can hit with the melee and I can get my sneak attack on him, because I'm a swashbuckler, I'll attack him. Okay. 19 to hit him.
That's a good hit.
Okay. Okay, 18. I think that's piercing damage. And bugger! I should have said booming blade. Oh well, doesn't matter.
You strike him. You see your rapier burst out the other side of his chest.
Okay, I think booming blade would have been an overkill then. But yeah.
As he sort of almost has this look of relief looking in your direction as his head then explodes.
I feel somewhat sorry for all these people.
It explodes? What?
Yeah, his head explodes because he did have some magic that went off that was going to cause mental damage.
Yeah, but this is the first time I've seen this happen. Going, what?
It is, because it's like you stab him in the chest and the head explodes.
What?
That is some very interesting causal data there.
Maybe your sword's upgraded.
Well, this is really the only third thing I've hit with it.
Yes, it was definitely you who did it. That's exactly what happened.
And the final warg tries to hit Thala and apparently rolled the same thing Thala rolled. So Thala gets to do the fire damage as it made an melee attack against you.
The D8?
2d8. Because it's not whether it... so it's when it hits you.
6 and 7
how many wargs are left?
1. How much damage did you
6
get?
and 7, so 13.
13. Well, there was 1 left. It seemed to have sort of cindered away a little bit, having been the whelp of the group.
I'm really sorry for them, to be honest.
And that brings us to Yodri. Sorry, Yodri just had his go. That brings us to Koroi. Noticing that you've got 2 goblins in the circle with you, still standing after the rest have been peppered with bolts.
Okay, so there's only 2 goblins left?
Well, 3, counting you.
Something tells me he's really happy.
Yes, he pushes the 2 goblins into the wall of flame and then decloaks.
I just want to figure out what the funniest thing to do is.
Get 'em, boys! Push.
Funniest thing.
So these goblins have seen me do magic, right?
They have, yes.
And is there dwarves on the other side of the flames?
Yes, there are.
Alrighty. Koroi looks to them both. Koroi looks to the 2 remaining goblins and says, "You saw me magic. Don't worry about those flames. I'll get them out the way. Charge through them. It won't hurt you."
And then you do a prestidigitation to make your hands glow?
Well, I was going to go with a deception check, but yeah, we can do that. Actually, I've probably got a better spell for that, to be honest. Well, yeah, let's just go with prestidigitation. Some fancy lights appear in front of the flames to make it look like he's done something. And his deception check was...
With advantage.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. Well, you have advantage.
Yeah, okay, that'll do. 21.
Okay, they high-five you and charge the flames.
And then Koroi will... Once they get into the flames, Koroi will go back to his regular superior human form.
And you notice that they both hit the flames at the same time and don't even make it through the wall before turning to dust.
Excellent.
As you turn to human form, about 3 or 4 bolts pin through your clothing and pin you to the table.
Rude.
Well, you were the last one standing, and they were a little they were using repeating crossbows at the time.
Who was?
The dwarves.
Dwarves.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
There.
You've got men, don't you?
It's very hard not to hit the tall human in a as the last standing thing in the room.
Fair enough.
So I think that might be a good place to finish, where you have helped the dwarves recover their keep.
Wow.
You have gained their support. So if you need help from a bunch of bunch of dwarves, they'll help you, and they each give you 5,000 gold worth of gems to be able to as thanks for helping them recover their mind.
Oh, good.
That's unexpected, but appreciated.
Yeah, but yeah, nice.
Are we going to rest here for the evening?
You guys can rest here for the evening, and we might finish the game up there, where you now have a chance to you'll make it back to the others before they finish what they're doing.
Yep.
While we rest, Croy begins composing a song of the great and cunning battle to retake the mine.
And what was that story you were going to tell mid-battle?
Sorry?
The story about the goblins.
About the goblins you're going to tell mid-battle. That you resisted.
Oh, yes. I once met an etymologist, I guess you could say, and he was studying goblin cultures and how the goblins are very prone to fighting each other, sometimes even so than fighting their enemy.
Without trying to sound too preachy, is that an anthropologist that you mean?
Did I say?
You said etymologist.
Alright, yeah, an anthropologist.
Yes,
I mean, close enough, anyway.
Yeah. I didn't want to sound preachy, but I was just checking.
I mean, you got it right.
You're looking at someone who says storm instead of wolf, so, you know.
Okay, so thank you very much for being able to play tonight, guys.
Yep.
I'm glad we...
Being up to it. We know you've been through a lot, Martin.
thank you. It can be a bit hard trying to do stuff, but for me, this is my main enjoyment, is running games and telling stories with you guys. So it'd be a shame to have to stop doing that.
And now we can tell people about the druid who fire flashed away in the middle of battle just to go out and puff a smoke.
No, you were shield bashing goblins with your fire shield.
Yeah. I just had to stand there, okay?
Yeah, but remember, you were dancing.
That's true. I can dance to the Bard's new song and demonstrate my fire skills, and hopefully not go out and puff the smoke.
No. The only thing was you basically
using musical performance troupe.
I reckon we could make a bit of money.
Yeah, basically you're having a sword appear and disappear in your hand all the time while breathed in flames.
Lightsaber!
So it looks like that you're juggling a sword.
Lightsaber.
Unfortunately, she went for the Kylo Ren version that doesn't quite stay on all the time.
No. Mine's the lightsaber because mine's the moonblade.
Yeah, but yours is the properly made one, whereas Ariadne's is the one with the cracked crystal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue.
Thanks for making it.
The rest of the sentence was thank you for your kind words and your support. It is appreciated. And to all of you guys for managing to turn up, even though lots of things are pretty challenging for some of you. You're not stuck in mud today, are you, David?
Oh, even worse.
Oh dear.
Probably best not to say all of it on stream.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, sorry, we're still on.
We're still on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'll go on to end credits, and if you want to chat a little bit, you can. But I probably won't be up for much longer myself.
Yeah. Okay. I'll better be going. But thanks for the game, and I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you,
We'll
guys.
see you later.
Thank
Bye.
you for not letting me die alone.